Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome along. It is you can see a little bit of the glass there. We'll move that out the way. It is the first day of December. It is the first game of a big 5-league game run now for Pompey. We've got Peterborough, Hull, Fleetwood, all coming up in the next couple of weeks. So this feels like the start of something very decisive for Pompey. You join us here for a game live from Lancashire. It's Blackpool versus Portsmouth, live, as always, right here on Fournilwritten all over it. And someone else who is always live with us right here on Fournilwritten all over it is Andrew. A very good evening to you, mate. Welcome along. Hope you are well.
Hello, Tom. Good evening, mate. Yes, thank you for inviting me on
again. The beard comments are coming in. Ollie Clark reckons it's going to be 3-1 Pompey. Come on, Pompey 4-0. Robert's going for a 4-0 as well. Mark saying 3-0. Good evening to Aaron. Should have been at the game tonight. Love an away day. Absolutely. Good evening to the legend. Getting a bit of a habit of this. Tough game tonight. Indeed it is. Welcome along to everyone. Joe's going for a 4-1 Pompey. Matty's in on Facebook. Good evening to you. I saw a comment here saying good evening, Tom. Start off with respects to our African Cup winner and finalist who without would we have made it part of one of our greatest teams. Andrew, I'm going to come straight to you on this, mate. But we are absolutely, as traditional signs of London,
Tom,
pay a tribute to.
It's muted. Can you hear me, Tom?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Has it all gone wrong?
I can hear you now, but couldn't hear you just then. Sorry, yeah. But
okay, we're just going to pay a tribute to one of our Premier League greats, mate.
Yes, mate. Papa, what a great player for us. All-round decent guy. Obviously taken far too early, Tom. Disappointing news this week. We were devastated to hear that. Seriously, people say that in light, don't they, a lot of times, but when it's a footballer. But actually, one of the greatest players I thought we had on the pitch, mate, for 70 odd games. Great player for us. Loved him. Decent guy, all-rounder, great fun. And Harry said off the pitch what a decent chap he was as well. So it's very, very sad news, Tom. Sorry to hear that. Obviously, deeply sorry for that.
And taken so young as well, mate.
We said so. Tom. Yeah.
As you said, yeah. Condolences to his family and friends, and rest in peace, Papa Booper Diop. Okay, on with the game tonight, mate. We've got the teams on the screen for you. I'll take you through them. Craig was pretty much unchanged, but Craig McGilvery, Callum Johnson, Jack Watmore, Sean Raggett, Lee Brown, Ryan Williams, Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon, Ronan Curtis, Marcus Harness, and John Marquis. Looks like, mate, a 4-4-2.
Looks like a 4-4-2, Tom, which means only one thing, doesn't it? Blackpool 0, Pompey 4.
Well, there we go. I mean, that does tend to happen with a 4-4-2.
Fancy it, Tom. I've got the squirrel reading in tonight. He had a little word in his ear earlier.
Right.
Christmas squirrel, mate. He was telling me he reckons it's a little bit of a 4-0.
A little bit of a 4-0. Well, I'll tell you that Blackpool have not drawn in 10 league games. Pompey haven't lost in 4 games. Marquis is still League One's top goal scorer. Has there been a better time recently to be a Pompey fan, mate?
Not in the last 5 or 6 games, Tom. No, we said as soon as the formation changed, Tom, and I'm not saying Kenny bowed to pressure, but I think he might have done and played a different formation and played the players we were all screaming for. So perhaps he's listening to keep himself in a job and actually. And I think Catlin's had a word with him and other people within the football club and the fans. And I think he's listened and gone, I'm not going to be so pig-headed. People have a voice. People have an opinion. And it's all about a group team effort. And if he listens to people and he's done that and changed his style of play, changed the formation and changed some of the players that we were talking about and brought in those players we talked about Jack Watmore's comeback made a big difference, obviously. And Andy Cannon, I think, is a fantastic player for us.
He's great talent.
Yeah, I can only see, mate. I can see us pushing on, and we've got a chance. We've got a challenge, haven't we? Some big clubs in this league. We've said that before. No one bigger than us in this league, mate. And I can tell you now, we are going to carry on with the way we are. We're going to get promotion this season for sure. And I want to say automatics, Tom, as well.
Absolutely. Good evening to Amy. You're going automatics.
Yeah, and I think we've got a shot at the title, Tom. Seriously, we keep playing the way we're playing and playing the formation we're playing. We've got a fair chance, mate. We've got a good outfit. We said that. Good bunch of individual players, great individuals. And all they needed was that.
Now it's working as a team.
The team bonding and working as a team and playing the right formation, playing to their strengths, which is what we've been doing in the last 5 games. And there is no surprise, is it?
No, absolutely. Right, let's get through some of the comments before I let you go, mate. Just a couple more minutes and then I'll crack on with the commentary as the game kicks off. I'll hopefully be able to see you alongside me over here in a minute as well to watch the game. Amy has said good evening. Tom, Andrew and Sean think it'll be 3-1. Good evening to you, Amy. Welcome along to the stream. Daniel said, evening, lads. Remember, I have a YouTube button on my TV, so on Daniel's big screen this evening. Good luck against Blackpool. Good luck straight back at you, mate, for your game this evening. We hope he is Andrew. Be nice if it's the reason it's changed. Glad it has. Absolutely. Up the Charlton. Hello to Vince. Great to see you again. Short of pizza, a few cans of beer. Pompey to win 3-1. Vince from Malta. Welcome along to the stream from Malta. Mark said, doing a great job. Hopefully we bring home the points. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining us as well, mate. Lee's going. Oh, evening, Amy. Lee's going. Oh, did you hear that? No. Going automatics with Fleetwood in second. Josh is saying 4-0 all day long. Gary's going for a 3-1 Pompey. I do. Adam, very true, mate. I will get on that as soon as I get a moment to. Aaron has said this is the start of an unbeaten run through December. By January, all the teams in the league will be crapping themselves to play Pompey. Right. I'm off. Chappelle, you're off as well. The game is about to begin. Oh, here we go. There comes the mulled wine before we leave him. Go on, Chappelle. Get the mulled wine in. Get the mulled wine in. You drinking it? There we go. Is it hot?
Sorry. You need that one up in there.
Chappelle?
Yeah.
Hot?
It's warm.
Warm?
Mulled wine's warm, not hot.
Wonderful. Sean saying we're going to beat him for the rest of this year. Calendar year or season 8? Jake, is going for a 5-1 Pompey and a 1-0 slim victory for Harvey, who I believe is a Sheffield United fan. Right, the teams are out, Andrew. So thank you very much for joining us.
I think the Sheffield United fan, I think he's a little bit negative, but then he should be this season, shouldn't he? He should feel the pinch a little bit, I think. And therefore, that's why he's saying just 1-0.
Well, best of luck to Sheffield United to get things picked up a little bit as well.
Yeah, we'd love to see Sheffield United up there in the top 6, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. Andrew, I will see you shortly. If you'd like to come up and watch the game as soon as you're free, then that'd be great.
I'll listen in, Tom, for a while, yeah.
Okay, no problem. But you will join us shortly, I assume, will you?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, Andrew is leaving us for the time being. But what would you? Are you going to stick? Are you going to stay there, or are you going to go?
I'll stay here for a little while until come up in a minute.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll leave you on then. Tom Nader's up to switch ends, so the Pompey troop will dart over and change ends, and we are almost ready to go, ladies and gents. If you're brand new to the stream, or if you just joined us, make sure you leave it a like. We're on 29 likes at the minute, and there are 71 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. So let's get that up to near 100, as close to that as possible. And I nearly said that we'll keep the streams coming for you as long as we need to, but it won't be too long before Fournilwrittenalloverit returns in its normal form. But for the away games especially, we will keep bringing you the streams for as long as kind of, I suppose, tiers are around. That'll be the case, won't it, Chappelle?
Yeah, we didn't get selected. We're Group B, aren't we, Tom? So we didn't get selected for this game this Saturday. But we did say, actually, it's now down to a 5-in-1 chance of us getting the next game, which I believe is Tuesday night.
It's Blackpool on the 15th, I believe. Not Blackpool, sorry, Fleetwood on the 15th.
Is that the next game at home, 15th?
Yeah, because it's Peterborough, and then there's a Papa John's Trophy game, We are underway, ladies and gents. We're off at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool take the kickoff, and that's long in the direction of Callum Johnson. It's out of play on the far side. But yeah, mate, so at the minute, we are... we won't be there for Saturday unless there is a miraculous turn of events and we end up getting some tickets. But yeah, it shouldn't be too long before we could go to the next one. And it'll be nice to get back to stadiums. They did officially publish all the guidance today regarding kind of watching games and that kind of thing. So exciting news, and it's finally a return back to some sign of normality. Marcus Harness with the ball at his feet, plays the ball to Ronan Curtis. Cannon sends it forward now to Ronan. My word, I can't get the words out. To John Marquis, the league's top goal scorer. It's loose, and he's trying to reclaim the possession. But James Husband's back there to defend it out of play for the home side's first throw-in of the game. 0-0, exactly a minute on the clock. And I'm not sure what Andrew's doing, but he's busy doing something. If you're just joining us, ladies and gents, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I know I keep saying it, but there are a large portion of you that aren't. So until you boys get subscribing, I'll have to keep saying it. As the ball is all the way back with Craig McGilvery, who's wearing that gorgeous goalkeeper's kit. A minute and a half has been played at a still empty Bloomfield Road. And unfortunately, it's one of those areas in the country that will remain empty for probably longer than you'd, well, I'm not sure longer than you'd expect, but it's going to be a long while before tier 3 areas, I would expect, are back in. I'm not quite sure what Andrew's doing, Sean. I think he might be sending in a question.
I'm looking at the matches, Tom.
He's looking at the matches. It's a big month, Chappelle. You'll see there's Peterborough, there's Hull, there's Fleetwood, and there's a trip to Bristol City at the end of the month as well. So Swindon at home, the return of Brett Pittman on Boxing Day.
We've got Peterborough next Saturday, so we could go. We're going to draw for that one for the tickets, aren't we?
Yeah, so we could be going this Saturday. Yeah.
Then the 12th is away at Portman Road, so we can't go to that one, and then it's home to Fleetwood on the 5th, Tuesday. So I said,
Ipswich as well. Peterborough, Hull, Ipswich, Fleetwood. Teams all in and around us. So as Aaron said, if he's still in the stream, but he said it earlier, it's a really big defining month for Pompey at the minute, and hopefully this is the start of something special. Blackpool breaking into the box here. Keshi Anderson with Raggett with some defending to do for us, as the ball is back with Ethan Robinson on this near side. Blackpool tried to build again from the right-hand side. Oliver Turton, Curtis doing some defending, pushes in the back. Referee blows up for a free kick. 5-10 yards out from the near side touchline, and it will be an in-swinger as Blackpool establish themselves, regain a little bit of formation. And as we say, huge month, really big month, a lot of really crucial games at the minute.
I think Tom would like to keep missing the next 2 games and get the Swindon Boxing Day game. That would be at Fratton Park. That'd be the one I'd like to go to out of them.
Why is that?
Well, because it's Boxing Day, traditional, isn't it? We always got a football Boxing Day, home and away, don't we? But it'd be great if Tuesday night against doesn't seem too appealing. Fleetwood at home, does it?
Yeah.
Peterborough at home on the Tuesday on the 5th is a good game, and then Fleetwood at home, and then the next one is actually Boxing Day. So if we don't get tickets to the next 2 games in the pool, then hopefully we get the Swindon game. So we want to get one of the next 3, don't we? Really.
Cool. Okay. Well, news hot off the press, Andrew. If you keep the viewers entertained for a minute, we are going to be joined by Alexander the Negative in a moment. If you'd like to just tell the viewers how you feel about the FA Cup draw, Chappelle, against Bristol City in the next couple of weeks.
I thought they were playing worse than they actually are. I thought they were a little bit lower in the table. And I look at it yesterday, actually, they're actually 6th in the table, and they're playing quite well now, Bristol City. So it might be a bit more difficult than we expected to be, Tom, against Bristol City. I don't fancy us to get a result up there, but we might get a draw, which will be what we should go there and play for, I think. Take them back to our place, even though there's no fans. It's still, they have to travel, don't they? And they have to make it. It makes a bit of a nuisance of it, doesn't it? So I don't know. We get through Bristol City, then it's anyone's game. We could get anyone then, couldn't we? Which will be a shame because no fans. Again, the FA Cup's all about fans, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the good thing is it's come at a time where fans will be back in stadiums. So for the Marine will welcome Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur. So probably Liverpool's biggest non-league side of welcoming the special one. And they will actually have some fans in, which is excellent. They'll have about 1,600, I believe. We have 91 people who join us across YouTube and Facebook. Add one to that. Here he is. Alexander Negative joins us. Good evening, mate. How are you?
Good evening, boys. All right, thanks. How are you both doing?
Yeah, we're doing all right. Thank you, mate. We've got Tom's got 91 people watching, looking for decent comments.
90. It's about to go down. Now I'm on it.
No, it only goes up from here, mate. Only goes up. We were just talking, mate, about the return of fans, really. I'd like to get your take on it. And if you feel like it's now is the time, is it too early? Are the numbers correct? And will it improve results, especially for Pompey? Because we rely so much on our fans, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's great for lower league clubs, isn't it? I think I was speaking to our neighbour who's general manager at a local club in Nottingham, and he was saying that without any fans, they only get a couple of hundred a week, but without that, they probably can't continue for any more than 3 or 4 weeks. Like, they'd have to shut the club down. So it's massive for the smaller the club, the more important that decision is, I think. I mean, 2,000 fans at Man United isn't going to make much of a difference, is it? But 2,000 fans at Fratton Park, 10% capacity, and then 2,000 fans down in conference or whatever makes a big difference. So I think that's the aim, isn't it? Numbers, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, is it safe? Hopefully they pitch it and manage it in a way that keeps everyone safe, but I think the main focus is trying to minimize the impact on those lower league clubs, isn't it? And try and give them a chance to keep going through to the other side. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good decision for clubs, but I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it, medically, whether it's the right thing.
Well, teams like Accrington and teams like Morecambe, of course, and Cambridge, is about all they get at home, isn't it? Fans, they'll have a full house, won't they? So it'll be like a normal game for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Another question for you, Reverend. It's a big month. We've got trips to Ipswich, Hull. We'll welcome Peterborough. We'll also play Fleetwood, who are in and amongst it at the minute. Is this a defining one at the minute? And does this month decide potentially the even outcome of the season for Pompey?
Well, I think it's a long season, so I don't know if you can say that. But what have we've got 5 games, haven't we, in December? Is that right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think if we can come out of it with 3 wins, a draw, and a loss, that sort of record, I think that would be pretty reasonable, wouldn't it? Good expectation. There's some good clubs in there that we're playing as well. So I think if that can be our record at the end of December, then 10 points out of 15. It's got to place us in a good position, hasn't it, to kick on in the new year. But anything better than that would be amazing. Anything worse than that, I think we'd probably be disappointed, wouldn't we? So that would be, I think 10 points out of 15 in the next 5 games would be a good result. What do you boys think?
I think that's a fair shout. Yeah, maybe tonight is or the away games. We need maybe look to pick up a point for those away games. If we won 4 and lost 1, it would be even better, wouldn't it? But I take your point. I think three wins out of those 5. I think everybody in the same position as us would take that.
Yeah, and that just prolongs it then, doesn't it? Because then into January, February, March, we've only got to put a run together and we could win the league. So it gives us that chance, doesn't it? I think, I mean, often we've seen in the last few seasons, haven't we, the team that have run away with it early on actually don't win the league. So it can be, in some respects, better just to sort of bide your time, rotate the squad, keep in the mix, and then push on at the end of the season. And we do tend to be better, don't we, in the home stretch? I think that was your point last year, Andrew, wasn't it? That we struggled early on, didn't get enough points on the board, and then that caught up with us in the end with a shortened season. So at this minute, we're in a decent position. If we can keep that going, then we've got a good chance, haven't we, at the end?
Yeah, you're right.
No meaningful attacks to report in the first 10 minutes, boys and girls. We're live across YouTube and Facebook on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Adam has said, do you think any recruits need to be made in January? And the BT word has been mentioned. Is that a face that now we've found our feet in the league, Andrew, you'd still like to see back? Or do you think we're all right where we are now?
Well, Tom, yes and no. He's a great player, Ben Thompson. We know that. We've seen him played really well for us. It'd be great to have him back. That said, you have to take Cannon or Ben Close out of the equation. And I think those two deserve a chance because the way they've both played as well. So it's a real tough one. It's a tough one, mate. I don't think there's any room for him really right now. And I don't think he'd make that much difference, if I'm honest, to this side.
He is quality, though. I agree.
Yeah,
he's very good.
He's quality.
He'd be great. He'd be great if we have an injury in midfield. Yeah. He'd be someone definitely to bring in, wouldn't he?
So say Naylor gets injured, for example.
Yeah.
Then
January transfer window.
Naylor's playing exceptionally well as well, isn't he? Let's face it. He's banged a few in this season. He's a man on a mission, and he's got.
You see his goal against Kings Lynn at the weekend.
Oh, beautiful, wasn't it? I mean, it was against Kings Lynn, but he's just gone bang on, put that in the top corner. And I like the noise, don't you? It's dead quiet there, and it goes smack against the crossbar, bang, bang, in the net. It was lovely sound. Yeah. Lovely.
Absolutely. Sean the Legend said be top by February. Alexander, do you think? Is that a bit ambitious?
Yeah. No, we've got a good chance, haven't we?
Sean is a legend.
To be fair, he's the legend, and we're also playing a lot of teams that would be challenging for that position. So why not?
If I offered you second place in the league now, would you take it?
I think we can take it this evening if we win, can't we? I better just fact check that before someone tells me off. But I will.
What about just third? Would you take third?
The thing is, we're in this league, first and second is the promised land, isn't it? And third, you sort of at the minute we're fourth with a point on the board as of now because it's still 0-0. With 2 more points, that does indeed take us second, assuming that Peterborough's result and the game that Lincoln City play in this evening, as well as Charlton and Ipswich, says pretty much everyone needs to lose tonight for us to go second. But I will say,
I think that might happen, Tom.
I'm not sure. You never know, do you? You never know the way the cookie crumbles. Ipswich are playing Oxford United, who we could only draw against last week. But Andrew watched the majority of that one with me, and he would agree that Oxford United are nothing special. But Ipswich are off the back of 2 league defeats at the minute, and they've only won 2 in the last 5. Charlton, on the flip side of it, look like a very good team, as do Peterborough. Hull are pretty much sort of 2 points clear with a game in hand on everyone else at the minute. So, that's not the best from our point of view. I am just going to...
Hull have paced too quickly, mate. They've run away with it too quickly.
Do you think so?
Yeah, they have. It's far too early by the middle of December to be top of the league. They need to... They'll lose some games this next month, and they'll drop out that top spot for sure.
It was like Ipswich. They won. Did they win the first 6 or something?
Yeah, something silly. They were top,
and then they've lost 4 out of 5, haven't they?
Yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah, you're better off to stay between third and fifth, and just hover in there, pop in and out like we have been.
I just had a little look. It's not the best news, to be honest. Charlton aren't playing this evening, but the teams that are playing that matter to us, Lincoln City are playing Wigan, who are pretty much rock bottom of the league at this moment in time. So that's not the best news. You would probably expect weirder things have happened, but you would probably expect them to get a result. As I said, Oxford United are at home to Ipswich Town. The other team is Sunderland against Burton. They have very recently actually sacked their manager, Phil Parkinson. Paul Cook, by the way, looks in line to be taking the job at Sunderland. That's a rumour. But you could imagine. Mulled wine on a Tuesday. You know how it is, Reverend. It's the normal around here.
The 1st of December, Bush. You're going to get stuck into it.
You got a drink problem, you have.
Oh, I have, yeah. No, I haven't.
A couple of people asking about the commentary. To be honest, boys and girls, there's not a lot happening at the moment to report. If there is anything to report, I will of course mention it. But
on that note, I need to go and get some dinner, but I might pop on later on.
You've got the link, mate. Come and join us if you wish. Have a wonderful rest of your evening if we don't see you.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, matey.
Take care, everyone.
Okay,
cheers, son. It's back to myself and Andrew. Alexander Negative very shortly joined us for a while there, and he did manage to get in a quick comment regarding the wine situation. How many of those will you be having this evening, Andrew?
Well, it's just a glass of mulled wine, Tom. It'll be 1.5 of those because I'm going to eat in a minute. and then that's it. That's just because it's there. And I thought it's Saturday, Tuesday night, match night, isn't it? Let's get it on.
Right, let me tell you that each team has had one shot on target. Each team has had one shot. 0 of those shots have been on target. There is the very first corner is about to be taken by Blackpool, and Pompey have won a single foul. So the stats suggest, and also possession-wise, Blackpool 48, Pompey 52. So it's a Brexit possession. And yeah, there's not an awful lot to report in the first opening 15 and a half minutes of this game that we have seen. But there is Suleiman Kaikai, who stands up to take the header. It's off to the far post. James Husband is there, but Craig McGilvery will gather it quickly. Sends an unbelievable throw out the right-hand side, but it's just a little bit too ahead of Ryan Williams. Gus Poyet, apparently, favourite for the Sunderland job. There we go. Lee, you go for it, mate. It's December. Merry Christmas. What is both of your honest opinions on Jordi Hawula? Andrew, do you think Hawula is starting 11 material? We watched a bit of him against Kings Lynn last week. The weekend just gone. He did score, albeit against Kings Lynn, as we've already said, but he did look very good.
Yeah, I think that's it, Tom. You've got to play against level opponents, really, to make it any impact, haven't you? I think he's a great player, mate, but I don't see him starting above Harrison or Marcus. Definitely not. And therefore, he's going to be on the bench for a while, isn't
he? We're sort of coming towards the end of his contract with us, actually. Jordi Hawula was sort of a kind of, I don't know, come in for Ellis Harrison when he was injured, is the way I remember it. There we go. Confirmation. MPs have voted through the tougher restrictions and they will come into force from tomorrow. So we can all open our shops again. Welcome to the 102 people that join us across YouTube and Facebook. 292 to 78. So Labour abstained from that, by the way. A little bit of a politics thing, but they did not vote.
Well,
which is odd.
Surprising, isn't it? They can't get blamed for anything then, can they?
Well, yeah, they can get blamed for not backing the establishment. Anyway, 17 minutes has been played in this one. Lincoln to lose tonight, says Philip. Philip, it would be a turn up for the books, mate, if they did, but it'd be beneficial from Pompey's point of view. Sorry, Jordi Hawula, mate. Just final comment on him. I don't know, where do you need to be somewhere? Or
I'm just seeing what time dinner's ready. Just next to Emily, she's in the kitchen.
Okay, all right. Yeah, when it's ready, shoot, by all means. Good evening, Andrew, says Pompey Fan TV. They are here. Welcome along to the stream, mate. And as Sean said, I think he's only a cover forward for injuries, but he's a very good talent. So there we go. Ladies and gents, if you haven't yet liked the stream, please make sure we do so. 60 likes in a minute. Let's get that up to 100. I'm sure we can do it across YouTube and Facebook as well. If you're also watching this, you haven't yet subscribed to us as well, that'd be much appreciated. We are heading towards 7,000 subscribers. 18 minutes has been played in this one, as Lee Brown has the ball in his hands, opts to play it to Andy Cannon on this near side. The ball is floated up to in the direction of John Marcus, who heads it down to Ronan Curtis. Heavy first touch, and Marvin all right, this is an interesting one. Ekpiteta.
Good old English name, that one, Tom.
Ekpiteta. I'm not quite sure how we're pronouncing it, but he's done well to get it to CJ Hamilton, who is currently one of the top goal scorers, equal with Jerry Yates. He recently joined. I think it was joined him at the start of the season, actually. So there we go.
Jerry Yates, Tom, did you say?
Jerry Yates, indeed.
Oh, yeah, I know his brother Bill. Oh, no.
Do you?
That's Gates, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you know Bill Gates, mate. I mean, You could ask him to give us a little shout out on the old, on his platforms if you could. John Marquis has got options here on the right hand side. Opts to play it infield to Andy Cannon, who will make ground. Takes it past one player, goes down. He's looking for the foul. Referee's not going to give it to him. Turnover in possession. Blackpool have it, and it's almost like a basketball game at the minute. Hamilton, right hand side, 4 goals, 2 assists. You off? Come and join me shortly. Once you've eaten your dinner, I will see you for probably the bit of this and then bit of the second half as well. See you shortly. Down the left hand side for Blackpool, ball goes in and it's headed away, and Lee Brown will make sure he chases that one down in order to ensure that one does not go out for a corner. What it has done though is reached Oliver Turton on this near side. Blackpool in possession. Goalless at Bloomfield Road. Kenneth Dougal Husband shows that he has the pace in order to match Ryan Williams. Blackpool corner. Home side putting a little bit of pressure on Pompey at the moment. A little bit of pace in those attacks, ladies and gents. Nothing to worry about so far, though. It is still goalless. There are 97 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. If you could leave the stream a like, boys and girls, get subscribing as well if you're new to this sort of thing. We are here for every single game should you need us. If you haven't got access to iFollow or you just prefer to listen to our beautiful commentary, then you're more than welcome to join us for as long as we are on for. Swindon Town have taken the lead in their game away to Crewe Alexandra. I'm very well, Lewis. Thank you very much, mate. Push the button and ring the bell. Sean, you know it, son. You know it. Anthony Grant with the goal on 20 minutes for Swindon Town. 21 minutes has been played. Blackpool still in possession. It's a wayward header. And Craig McGilvery's off his line quickly to put that one up. Lee does both. Mate, go for it. I follow and us. Exactly split, boys and girls. 50-50 possession at the moment. So that's a little bit more in Pompey's favour, and a little bit more in Blackpool's favour in the last couple of moments. Still only a couple of shots in Blackpool's favour, just a single for Pompey, and one of those shots was on target as there is an injury. I believe it's John Marquis who's on the deck. He will be up nice and quickly as some of the Pompey players march over for a little bit of a drinks break. Andy Cannon is one of them. Thank you very much, Matty. Much appreciated, mate. And yeah, I wish I was eating something. I'm absolutely starving at the minute, mate. But there we go. This is our chance to take a bit of a breather as Tom Lane is standing over the free kick that John Marquis has gained for his side. Two sides at the minute. You feel like they're feeling themselves out. Very scrappy football. But there's nothing that's really been I know single mate. I don't know how I do it single person, to be honest. It's a massive effort. It's much easier when there's other people to bounce off. But I appreciate the comments, and let's hope you're right for the future. Hello to Zoe. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you're well. Big results early on against ourselves in Ipswich for Doncaster, but at the minute I'm not sure how it's been looking recently. But nothing too huge to write home about, I think, for your season so far, but only time will tell. A lot of games to go, only about a third of the way through. By the time this long sort of run before Christmas is finished, I think we'll be almost up to halfway, won't we? But for the time being, keep grinding away as we will be doing. Hello to Lee's 2020. Welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're well. Is that Bryn Morris sat in the stand? Lee, your humour never fails to please me, mate. Your humour never fails. 23 minutes now on the clock. Tom Naylor to Ronan Curtis in the middle of the centre circle. Place the ball back to Lee Brown. Did he really have many other options? Anyone's better than Letice, Brendan, but much appreciated, mate. Hope you're well, and thanks for joining us once again. Sean Raggett looks for a couple of options. He's found Jack Watmore, who plays a long ball up to Ryan Williams. He doesn't win it, but Andy Cannon does win the second one. Brings it down. Callum Johnson across to Tom Naylor. Andy Cannon has refound the ball. Twisting and turning in midfield. Ronan Curtis is extremely isolated. Marquis will look to put pressure on the goalkeeper, Chris Maxwell, who is the captain, as well as the goalkeeper for Blackpool. But he's done well to contain his composure. Personally, Harness on the right, Hiwula runs off. Marquis up top, Williams to be sub for energy impact last 20-30 minutes. Fair play, Chris. Fair play, mate. Oh, my word. It's a good chance on goal. Side netting, though, for CJ Hamilton, who was on the spin, looked dangerous. I'll just describe that one to you. It's actually CJ Hamilton who started the move off. He found Kezzy Anderson, and that ball came back through, and Jack Watmore caught sleeping a little bit there, actually. Cheers, Mark. Much appreciated. Welcome along from Malta. I believe you're about an hour ahead of us, so happy 8:30 to you, and hope you're well. And Darren as well from the south of France, who joined us from near enough Saint Etienne. A very warm welcome to the stream, mate. Great to see you again. Partido aburrido, absolutamente. Es muy aburrido, pero espero que estás sonriendo en algunos momentos. Será muy bien. Harness, ball across. Marquis, ball across. He was caught by offside. Matthew Scull is new. Get subscribing then, son. Welcome along to the stream. I think if we can sort of passing out, which has been woeful thus far, we'll be okay. But that's a big if. Not impressive Williams so far. Not done an awful lot, has he, at the minute? Score prediction for QPR, Bristol City. Yes, mate. Very much looking forward to our game in the FA Cup. Hopefully, we might even be back there. I'm not sure if Bristol's tier 3. I believe it is. But score prediction for QPR, Bristol City. It's going to be a Bristol City win. 2-0, mate. 2-0 to the City. Oliver Turton has the ball on this right-hand side. He's driving down the touchline. Ronan Curtis has managed to put enough pressure on him to send a wayward cross into the box, and that one's as far as Callum Johnson. And he plays a long ball towards John Marcus, who's been brought down. He's looking for a foul. The referee's not going to give it. The ball is with Martin Etkeptia, who I hate trying to pronounce. I feel like I'm getting it wrong. Just subscribe. Matthew, what a legend, son. Welcome along, mate. Welcome to the team. And here he comes. Oh, are you delivering food rather than coming to... Have you eaten?
Yeah, it's about to.
Oh, nice one. Show the ladies and gents. Oh, you've already shown them. Look at that. What a dream. What I will do is I will eat it up when you come up, because I'll need to... I can't talk and eat, can I? So it'll be all right. I did say hold on until the end of the stream, but... Yeah, if that's all right, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Pompey are able to break away down the left-hand side of Marcus Harness. See you shortly, mate. Tries to play Marcus into the penalty area, and that's one of the best moves for Pompey so far. The boss has just arrived, mate, but he'll be back very shortly once he's eaten. The 7 o'clock kickoffs are not working wonders here. So there we go. Personally, rather play Harrison up top. That's fair enough, Brendan. Fair enough, mate. I inclined to agree with you, to be honest. I think Harness is... I don't know if he operates the best alongside Marquis up top. He's probably more of a right or left side, isn't he? I'm not sure. But there we go. Think it's going to be one of those games. Don't say that, Aaron, mate. Aaron, sorry. We're going to be all right. We're going to be fine. But there we go. Proper job. I don't know if you're talking about the food or... there we go. Eat it Alex style, mate. Can't be doing that. He honks it down. Want to enjoy the food. So there we go. What a legend. There we go. Subscribing left, right, and centre, Matthew, mate. Much appreciated. Yeah, they nearly... It was a close call, Lee, to be fair. It was a close call. Welcome to the 111 people that join us across YouTube and Facebook. If you could leave the stream a like, boys and girls, that would be much appreciated. Get subscribing as well if you're brand new, like Matthew was just a minute ago. Welcome from Greece. Hope you're well, mate. Lovely to see you. Will Cookie go to Sunderland? We were discussing that one earlier, mate, but it'd be interesting if he does, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sticking with us. Oh, we've got tweets from Pompey. Yeah, hopefully it isn't going to be one of those games. Harrison Hawula and Marquis Harness, 2 striker partnerships. Yeah. Oh, Harrison and Hawula. That's already something we've seen, though, is it? So I wonder how that would work. I remember, Joe, that you're not called Joe, but your name has escaped me, unfortunately. I'm very well, though, mate. I'm very well. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I would say Marcus Harness, just for me personally, anyway. But that is just a matter of opinion. I don't know, though. That's a close run thing. I wouldn't like to choose between the two, but if I had to, then I would go Marcus. And not a problem, mate. You're working late, Darren. Grafter. Anderson, just outside the box of Blackpool. Here's another chance for them. Trying to get enough space on his right foot. Cross into the penalty area, but that's above anyone. And Pompey, a little bit of a let-off there. Who's the most famous person from Portsmouth? Comments. Ryan. There we go. Ryan, mate. I won't forget that one this time. Let me know. Who is the most famous person from Portsmouth? It's got to be Charles Dickens, surely. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. He finishes at 9:15. What's the score for Colchester? It's a very good question, mate. I will check for you if it... just as I said it. Dickens, boys and girls, straight in on there. Brunel. Yeah, Isambard. Good old Isambard. Builder of many great bridges and stations. No, probably just bridges. What's the word for bridges? They're not called bridges, are they? They're called civil engineering. There we go. And tunnels, underground tunnels. Love to see that. Thanks, Macy. Don't want to leave the stream. Don't leave us then, mate. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around, by all means. Lee's going for Charles Dickens. See you later, Leeds. Leeds 2020, thanks for joining us. I think I missed Rebecca's comment. I'm so sorry, Rebecca. I did see it. Johnny, a little late today after eating dinner. How are you? Very well. I'm very jealous that you've eaten already. I haven't, and I'm absolutely starving. Good evening to Michael. Snowy cold Bulgaria. -7. 6 inches of snow. My word. Michael, we are due some snow or sleet in Pompey late this week, and it's headed at Kim Woodburn from Pompey. Didn't know that. Underground tunnel. No, is in London underground tunnels, Lee. There's tunnels above ground, like the Hindhead Tunnel. There we go. That came off my head, top of my head. I think, yeah, some tunnels don't go underground either. They're just kind of partially in a hill. Anyway, let's get off the topic of tunnels. 31.5 minutes has been played. It's a Blackpool goal kick has been taken by the captain, Chris Maxwell. It's found Andy Cannon just before the halfway line. He's lost out actually there. He'll look to regain possession. He's done well actually to force Jerry Yates to concede a throw-in for Blackpool. And Pompey will go again. 111 of you still join us across YouTube and Facebook. We are 31 minutes into this one, ladies and gents. And thank you, as always, for joining us. Your company is much appreciated. We're up to 84 likes. If we could get that over 100, boys and girls, before half-time, that'd be much appreciated. If you could do that for me, I'll be a happy bunny. And that'll be a beautiful end to the lockdown for me. So if you could do that. And happy end of lockdown as well, by the way, boys and girls. So there we go. We got a little bit of a weather update from Rebecca. She said it's freezing in the northwest, due some light snow and possibly freezing temperatures across the UK. Thursday until Saturday, it'll be a cold weekend. So there we go. Clark, mate. Jeremy Clarkson is an absolute legend. I absolutely love that man. So there we go. 115 of you now join us across YouTube and, of course, Facebook. Don't forget about that Facebook crew. They're a strong crew. But yeah, welcome along to everyone who joins us. Hope you are all very well. And Sean's commented a little rabbit. I'm quite sure what he's on about, but I'm sure he will explain shortly. Maybe there's something that I've missed. Yes, boys and girls, if you'd like to go and find out who is the most famous person from Pompey, Aaron, who's the top on that site, mate? Let us know. I'll let the comments decide that one, Matthew. I will refuse comment on this occasion for that one. Triste por lo de Maradona, absolutely. Haya perdido mi equipo. Espero que Portsmouth, that sounded really weird, didn't it? Portsmouth, me dé un alegría. Hope so for you, Dario. We're sending all our love to Argentina. It's a muy, muy triste. Para ellos en Inglaterra y para nosotros en Argentina. Amanda Holden. Oh, dear. That's a shocker. Happy as Larry. Happy as Rabbit. Happy as Larry. 127. Sean, I need Andrew back, mate, because he really connects with you on a level. There's a nice rapport there. But there is between myself and yourself as well, because the bosom legend. Apparently, Amanda Holden's from Pompey. There we go. What's an Alex Griffin? Oh, I'm keeping quiet. 123 of you join us across YouTube and Facebook. 34 minutes has been played in this one. And again, not an awful lot to report, boys and girls, as Marcus Harness puts a ball down the line. It's beautiful if Lee Johnson can get to it, and he can't, and he heads into the hoardings, and that one's a goal kick. Pompey looking promising. Let's get those 3 points. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go for it. Enjoy yourself, Matthew, mate. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Hello, Chris is here on a call with Ollie. Just moved to Berlin. Welcome along to the stream, Chris. Hope you are well. Who have the Pompey got this weekend? We are playing Peterborough United at Fratton Park. It is a game that we may or may not be attending. I'm not sure yet. There's a couple of little I'm not sure. There's a little bit of a chance that we could be going. But Oxlade-Chamberlain from Pompey. I think his brother played for us for a little bit. Never really got on the team sheet for any league games, I don't think, Finn. If anyone can correct me on that. Yeah, no shots on target. Shots on goal, sorry. Not great so far. Come on, you Blues. I only think we've had 1 or 2 shots at the minute, to be honest with you, boys and girls. Should we find out? Yeah, 4 shots for Blackpool, 1 for Pompey. It's been one of those first halves, to be honest. Only 10 minutes to go before the break. Yeah, it's been one of those. Lee Johnson. Did I say it wrong? Sorry, Callum Johnson. I get mixed up with Lee Brown and Callum Johnson all the time. It happens way too often, Brendan. It's a schoolboy error, mate. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I do apologise. Chris Maxwell puts the ball up towards Keshi Anderson. Ball is back with Ethan Robson. Now Daniel Ballard. Nine minutes to go. 0-0. Here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. And ball goes up towards Anderson. And Sean Raggett's there and does really well, actually. Concedes a throw in, but it wasn't a corner. To be honest, Sean, a chairlift has not been invested in thus far. However, it is something that I am increasingly considering as the years go on. Alex is calling it now. Nail it to Scott. He's all right. He runs like every night at the minute, mate. Miles and miles. So he's absolutely fine. Lino on this near side, has called for a Craig McGilvery goal kick, and that is what will happen. I am well indeed, Natasha. Hope you are well too. Welcome along to the stream. Lovely of you to join us on this fine evening. Says I didn't know the race had started already, Lewis. To be honest, this is the first time in, I think it's 3 or 4 years that we haven't done the race to the Blackpool Tower when we've played them. So yeah, not good at all. 106 of you still join us across the world. In fact, we're on to 93 likes. If you could get us up to 100, boys and girls, that'd be much appreciated. Yeah, we'll get to that before halftime. Surely you can do that for us. John Marquis, edge of the penalty area, shoots, and oh my word, it's just wide of the post. Just wide. I mean, if that was any closer, it would have hit the post. So that is the best chance Pompey have had so far. Whoever it was that commented saying we need a shot on target, there it is for you. Just past the post, and by far the best opportunity so far. Longest trip, Sunderland. Yeah, I believe so. It used to be Carlisle back in the day, but not anymore, unfortunately. But that was a really good chance for Pompey, ladies and gents. Really good chance that I was watching it. Swindon a 2-0 up. I was watching it kind of go across the box, and you thought it was going to be one of those that just nestled in the bottom right-hand corner, posting in. Yeah, not the most exciting, if I'm honest. 38 minutes has been played. As Ronan Curtis is trying to track Hamilton. He's trying to get away from Lee Brown, and Lee Brown's conceded a free kick. The referee's going to put it back to the halfway line. Good morning to Darren, who joins us in Queensland. A very good morning to you. Hope you're well. We are all well here in dark and cold Pompey. Very, very cold this evening, ladies and gents. Extremely cold. Lips all season, or Vaseline, whichever floats your boat. There is the ball. 39 minutes has been played. All the way up towards Solomon Kai, and it's a shot, and Craig McGilvery needs to get down. But he's more than comfortable for him, actually. And yeah, there's a little bit of space for Blackpool to play through there, but it was Sean Raggett who dealt with it initially. The referee's blown up for a foul that Ronan Curtis has committed on Martin Ekpiteta. Ekpiteta. There we go. Hello to Angela Davis. You're on your mum's account. Subscribing, born on February the 7th. Not long to your birthday, mate. Thank you very much for subscribing. Much appreciated. Could it be a defensive mistake for the first goal tonight, says Sean? I hope you are wrong. For us anyway. Sounds like Kenny Jackett, but I'm sure you know what I mean. 0-0 written all over it. Hope not Phil. We want some goals. It is not where I was going, Ben, but you've gone there, mate. You had the best chance. At the minute, it's looking like Pompey. That shot from John Marquis, looks like our best opportunity of the game so far, at least. Oh, as the ball is oh my word. Hamilton looked like he was one-on-one, but McGilvery came out brilliantly and managed to gather the ball from under his feet. As Daniel Powell has got one back for the home side in the game between Crewe Alexandra, Swindon Town. The rest of League One remains goalless, ladies and gents. 40 minutes, almost into the first half. So there we go. 6 weeks and 5 days until your birthday, Rebecca. That is big news. A very happy birthday. It's very early, but still a very happy birthday to you. Bing Rasmus on to leap like a salmon. Absolutely. What a goal for his opener. I think it's his first goal for Pompey, wasn't it? Against Kings Lynn. Very early doors. But we do love it when he rises like a salmon. We absolutely love it. CJ Hamilton plays the ball into the right wing, and it's actually hit Ronan Curtis in the face. But Pompey were trying to come forward, courtesy of Marcus Harness. And the ball is all the way back to Chris Maxwell in the Blackpool goal. As Rasmus is better. Oh, sorry. Raggett and then Rasmus is better. I'd agree with Pompey Jack on that occasion. I don't know why Rasmus doesn't play in place of Sean Raggett. I think Rasmus and Jack would make a really nice defensive partnership. I don't know how the comments feel about that one. We had a discussion about this a couple of weeks ago on the stream, but I would probably go Rasmus all day over Sean Raggett. It just looks a little bit more, I don't know, solidified at the back for us. And he kind of fills us with a little bit more hope as Blackpool, again, with another shot. Anderson is deflected against Sean Raggett, and that one's back out for Pompey. And 42 minutes has been played. We're edging closer and closer to the halftime whistle. Max has said the last time was at Pompey game we lost 1-0, and I think we'll win 2-0 this time. That would be wonderful, Max, if possible. I was on Fournilwrittenalloverit on my birthday a couple of years ago. Bradford away. Lee, Bradford away was November time, wasn't it? I think it's probably 3 weeks ago. 3 years ago, a couple of weeks ago, perhaps. End of October. Start of November. What other away game have you missed going to so far this season? Aaron, I will miss Hull City because I can't remember the last time I went there for an away day. We always like going to Sunderland, which has already happened. So Sunderland's a big one. And the referee wants Andy Cannon to retake that one. Tells him that it's all about me and it's on my whistle, was probably what he said. But probably not exactly what he said, but probably somewhere along the lines of what he said. 111 of you still join us across YouTube and Facebook. When can fans start to go to football games again, Tom? Rebecca, at the minute, it's looking like as of tomorrow, there will be 2,000 fans allowed into Tier 2 areas, of which Fratton Park is included in that. For Tier 3 areas, which is quite a lot of the country, actually, quite a lot of the north of the country. So where you are actually in the northwest, I would imagine that, they won't be allowed to have fans in. For a lot of the London clubs in the Premier League, so Arsenal, Spurs, etc., Chelsea, there will be fans allowed back in. So whether that will have a material impact on the table, especially in an our league, I'll get back to that point in a moment. Marcus Harness has played a ball into the box. It's come off a Blackpool leg, and Pompey will have only their second corner of the game. Might have been Peterborough then. Birthday is March. Right, yeah. Probably wasn't Bradford, mate. It might have been Peterborough. I'm not sure. Let us know where it was, Lee. Was it sort of before the game, half-time? Outside, inside? Probably jog my memory a little bit. That Pompey corner goes in, and that's a comfortable one for Chris Maxwell to almost stand on the spot and manage to catch. Nothing really challenging that one. Buzzings for return on Saturday. Excellent, Brendan, mate. Enjoy. Matthew's back. Harness has his best start from the proposition. Yeah, he's not an awful lot as John Marcus breaks into the edge of the box here. He's on his own. Is he going to get enough space in order to get a shot in? Plays it back to Ronan Curtis. Edge of the box. Tries the little back heel. Doesn't quite work. Looks elsewhere. Lee Johnson ball goes in. And Chris Maxwell is there to claim as John Marcus is going for it. And there is the halftime whistle, ladies and gents. 125 of you join us across YouTube and Facebook. If you would like to come and join us on the stream, as always, I will whack the StreamYard link into the comment section so you can come and discuss that first half of football if you so wish. Did I say Lee Johnson again? I'm so sorry. My sincere apologies. But that is it for the first opening 45 minutes or so. Not an awful lot to report. A John Marquis shot that went just left of the post. Other than that, there's only really been one or two opportunities for Pompey, which is not the best. I'm sad that Newcastle and Villa match was postponed. Yeah, absolutely. Have you got a console? Yes, I do. He's got now else to do. So he's on the beers and watching the League One game. There you go, Jake. Enjoy your evening, son. Very dull first half, says Mark. Absolutely. Justice for Lee Johnson. I'm so sorry that I keep yeah. I don't know why I keep doing it. I think it's because it's Lee Brown and Callum Johnson. But there we go. That wasn't the best first half in the world. Absolutely. Matty said, I think Blackpool have been the better team in the first half. Must improve for the second half. Absolutely, mate. Just more good football is what we want to see, really, isn't it? So that'd be great if possible. Good evening to Jack Rolfe, who joins us on YouTube. Very good evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. I've just been through that comment, but George is here. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Obviously, Exeter City's playing 3-1 up, half time. So.
Very good, mate. Very good. Have you been pleased with your team's performance so far?
Yep, because we won last game 6-1. So.
Excellent. And do you think Pompey are going to get a result this evening?
They have been good on form, haven't they?
We have. We had a good couple of games. Absolutely, mate.
So you're asking me, do you think they'll go up? Is that what you're asking, right?
You can answer that question if you want to, mate. Go for it.
I will think just automatics.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear, mate.
I reckon third.
That's not automatics, though, son. So it needs to be first or second.
Second then.
Second. There we go.
Yeah. I think Sunderland will be first.
Do you?
Mm.
They need to pick up the results, to be honest. They need to pick up the results. He's not cutting the grass, not at this time of night, mate. He's eating some food at the moment. So there we go. Anyway.
Yeah, can you shout my friend out?
Well, who's your friend called, mate? What's your friend's channel?
Tristan24.
Tristan24. Have you is it going to come up if I type it in?
It should do. If not, you should go Tristan24 Swansea ratings.
Tristan24 Swansea ratings. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. Right. I can't find him, mate, if I'm honest. I tell you what, George, I'll get someone else in. If you whack his link in the comments of this video, then we'll shout him out then. Is that all right?
I think I'm moderator, am I?
I think you are, mate. You should be.
I'm Papa's grey, not blue.
Okay. Whack it in. I'll stick you on the mod and then... Oh, can you not put links in if you're not a moderator?
No, you can't put links in or you're not a moderator.
That's irritating. Pop a comment in, George. I'll make you a mod, then do the link, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Good lad.
Yep,
all right. See you in a second, mate. Yeah. Lovely to talk to you. Hopefully, Andrew will be joining us for the second half in a moment. Ladies and gents, 104 of you join us across YouTube and Facebook. I hope you're all well this evening. Someone else who I hope is well is Cody, who has joined us. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Yes, mate. I'm very well. I'm very well.
Yeah.
Oh, very well. Aaron, mate, if you'd like to come and join us, discuss that first half of football, the link went in a minute ago. I'll whack it in again because you know what? People might have missed it. But give it a click. Cody, tell us about Pompey's chances for promotion from League One this season, mate. What do you reckon?
You know, you're one of these like massive clubs, you know, like Ipswich, Sunderland, and stuff like that, who have like former and Hull, for example, right? And it's not sure. Like, I think you'll go up, bro. I definitely think you'll go up, but it might be. I think it's Peterborough as well. It's so hard to predict League One this year because you've got so many good teams like Peterborough and Ipswich, right? But I actually think, right, I'll say this controversial. I actually say Peterborough to win the league, Portsmouth to come second, Hull just to miss out by 1 point, and Ipswich to come fourth and Sunderland fifth. That's my top five. So I think
Fair play, mate.
I think you'll come second, automatic promotion for me.
Excellent. We'll take that. We will take that. You have got an extremely bright light on, Cody.
Oh yeah, I'm in my kitchen, so yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
lovely.
But look at that Blackpool though. Don't know what's happening to them at the moment. Holy, they're quite down there. But to be honest though, they're kind of mid-table, aren't they, Blackpool? So
They've had a shocking start to the season. They have, but they look all right so far for our game, Cody. So there we go. Anyway, mate, give us a score prediction for the end of this one. It's 0-0 at the minute. How's it going to end?
right for the. To be honest, though, we're already qualified for the group. To be honest, I might actually gonna say a draw. I'm actually gonna say 1-1 draw. But to be honest, though, we only need a point to win the group, to win our group anyway. So we haven't even lost a group game in the UCL since Lyon last year. So
Good record, son. Good record. What about the Pompey game? Give us a score prediction for that.
I'm gonna say Portsmouth. So.
Oh, what? Sorry, mate. You froze there.
Oh, 2-0 Portsmouth.
2-0 Pompey. That's what we like to hear. Lovely stuff. Right, Cody, I've got some gents to join the stream, so I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of whatever you're watching this evening, and happy end of lockdown, son.
Yeah, same. Hopefully Liverpool lose to Ajax, so woo!
Let's hope so. Yes, it is.
0-0.
Cheers, Cody, mate. Have a good one. And we are going to speak to a familiar face now. I'm going to take my ears out so Andrew can join the conversation. Brendan, how are you?
Evening, Tommy and Andrew. How are we doing, lads?
Hello, mate. How are you?
You're going to need to
Yeah,
crouch down a bit.
long time no see.
Oh, just getting the screen out.
Brendan,
Yeah,
I tell you what, mate.
You're fine.
Well, I need to eat, don't I? You speak to Brendan. How was that first half for you, mate?
It's a bit dull, really, for Pompey standards, I must say. Not doing our greatest so far.
Yeah, probably a bit dull, but passing accuracy is pretty good. Attacking in the final third's pretty good. Not that many key passes, but away from home at Blackpool, they're not a bad outfit. I think.
I don't want to draw, though, do we?
No, we'll win this game. We'll win this game second half.
Brendan,
Yeah.
are you that confident, mate? You reckon we'll win this one?
I like to think so. I think we need to make a few changes. Marquis hasn't really cut it this first half. Then getting Harrison on, he's a bit more productive up front, I find. He puts himself out a bit, and he actually wins a header from a long ball. Marquis seems to jump a bit early and then
He's
never
got a
actually wins
single
it.
header from a long ball, has he, so far? Marcus?
That is
No. It's like the old days when we had Pittman up front. No, I love Pittman, for example, but you put a long ball up to him, he'd jump too early and he wouldn't win the head. He'd go over him. With Marquis is very similar.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah. If they're you've got to play the ball to his feet, haven't you, and get him in the right position. But the signs are though, this last 5 or 6 games, it's been a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah, we have. We've really picked up. We really have.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kings Lynn, I don't want to disrespect them, but it's like playing a pub team. 6-1 was very attractive looking for us, I think.
Yeah.
But compared to the other turnovers we had, obviously Peterborough lost. They lost to Chorley. They lost 2-1.
Yeah.
So we can probably do a job on them at the weekend, which would be
Little
handy.
stat for you, mate. We are now the highest scoring in domestic trophies and leagues in the country. Pompey.
Well,
After that 6-1, no one scored more goals, mate. Not even Man City.
no, that's the Pompey way. Even was it last year? I find this hilarious. Change the subject slightly. With Jurgen Klopp saying that their calendar's too intense. Well,
I know.
was it
Might be the Pompey
last few years? Pompey have been playing more games in the Premier League altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
And was it the year we won the Checker Trade Trophy? I think Matt Clark was he played the most games out of any player in the top 92 teams.
Did he? Right, interesting.
Yeah.
And Jurgen Klopp complains about like 12:30 and 3 o'clock, and you just think, well,
you're professional football players. Get on with
quality as well. That
Yeah, I think the thing is with the Premier League, of course, they've got individual dietitians, they've got individual therapists, they've got individual clinically mental doctors with them. They've got people, muscle people. They've got all sorts of doctors and nurses around them, pampered a little bit. And if I run 5 or 6 times a week, and it's only 4 or 5K after work, and I swim with Tom. We swim 5 or 6 times a week. And
lovely.
I'm in my 50s and I can do it. Why can't they play 90 minutes twice a week? I can do 15K easily, like they do on a pitch for 90 minutes twice a week. They say they're tired. They give them a rest. Give them a rest. What else do you do during the week apart from play 2 games of football for 90 minutes? You know, we give 70 hours work, don't we? Then we give the social time to the family. Then we do the running, then the swimming, and all that stuff. And you ask yourself the question:
70?
If I wasn't working, and all I had to do was play football, I'm certain I could run twice a week for 90 minutes.
Definitely. There's people who are like around. Well, I'm in my 20s. There's people my age that'll play football on a Saturday, football on a Sunday, work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday in a physical job, and then they'll do like their training for the week, their gym during the week. Yeah. And that's them playing. They just get on with it. That's right. Yeah, it's a snowflake community we've got nowadays, isn't it?
You haven't got the dietitian, you haven't got the doctor, you haven't got the what do you call them? The physiotherapy.
Sport scientist.
You haven't got the guidance they've got, and you haven't got the cash either.
No, exactly. Yeah, and people to wipe their bum from as well.
That's brilliant.
So it's a good conversation. It's an interesting one because I don't think League One footballers are the same as that, and I certainly don't think League Two or maybe even the Championship aren't that prima donna, are they? But certainly get to the dusty heights of the Premier League.
No, definitely. There's such a divide now, isn't there, from the Premier League teams down to like sort of halfway down the Championship and below.
Yeah,
it's so vast. Like I even think with this wage cap coming in the this season, we're going to struggle to keep players next year because they've mentioned that Tom Naylor's got to get a new contract and his wage is going to reduce unless we don't get promoted, So
Marquis is a bit of a problem as well, isn't it, for us?
Exactly. So it's this jump we're going to take now from League One up to the Championship, where you're so far behind your competition who are in the league above. So you're starting like
negatively,
you're starting behind everybody else.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Yeah, the interesting thing you mentioned there is that leap up, and Mark Catlin said a couple of years ago, I think it was. Might have been a year and a half ago on one of his updates. He said to go into the Championship, the club have to fund another 35 million quid. That's what it's going to cost to play football in the Championship, opposed to what we're paying now. So
it's probably changed since then. Now
you've got to ask yourself the question: is that perhaps why we didn't go there last season, the season before? Is that why we weren't in the Premier League, in the Championship? And certainly coming this season, looks like we want to win it, and looks like we're doing quite well to the minute. I wonder what happens towards the end of the season when if there's no fans allowed in next season, you haven't got the actual additional income for ticket money. Whether we get promoted then, that's a big question mark, isn't it?
It is.
Is Eisner going to put 35 million in the pot to be in the
Championship? I can't see him doing it straight away. It'll be nice, but it's like he said, he doesn't want to throw money at the football club, which I respect him for not doing that, really.
Yeah, we don't want to. I agree with you. It's got to earn its money and it's got to make it happen. But given the COVID situation and no fans in the stadium, and maybe perhaps it won't be into the rest of the season. It'll be as it is until maybe, because it's going to be March, April before anything's properly sorted out with vaccines.
2,000 in Fratton Park's not very much, is it?
Well, it's a waste of time, frankly, isn't it? Let's face it. I mean, we were hoping to get a ticket this weekend. We'll hopefully get the Swindon game or one of the others. But I said to Tom, the thing is, it's going to be a surreal experience, isn't it? It's going to be like a bit way Accrington. It's going to be shocking, isn't it? It's going to be empty and no noise, and you're sitting 5 seats away from anyone else. It's not going to be actually a very nice experience, is it? I don't think, to be honest.
No, If you get a chance, I listen to a bit of Talk Sport and watch a lot of their clips on YouTube and Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
And Simon Jordan come up with this thing saying that you shouldn't restrict it to just 4,000 or just 2,000 fans. You should restrict it to the capacity of the stadium. Do like 25% attendance for, say, a tier one. You know, so they got the biggest free reign of going into the ground. So, for example, at Old Trafford with 75,000 seats, it would be like a 19,000, 25% going in.
Yeah.
So instead of then people questioned it saying, well, you can't have 19,000 people turn up all at once. That's when you stagger the entrance, do like 4,500 now, 4,500 there, 4,500 there, and stagger it going in. And then people entering the stadium from 11:30 through to the 3 o'clock kickoff, which sounds a bit over the top. But at the same time, if you want to watch football and this is what you've got to do, then have it done, you know.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to take it back a little bit then. At Fratton, for instance, if on match day the trains are full, the stations are full. I suppose if your entrance time is say 12:30, you're not going to get on the same train as those that are coming down at 1, are you?
Exactly. Yeah.
So therefore, you've got staggered transport around the city as well, haven't you? So it sounds like not a bad plan, to be fair. I suppose then getting out though, you might have to stay for 2 hours after the game.
Yeah, like when you do it at school, for example, when you're at school doing like a fire drill, you lot can go back to your class, then you lot can go. So not everyone's running off all at once.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
And today, people are. I mean, the second lockdown, people are much more aware and savvy on what's going on and what we need to do. And I think everyone's pretty much, apart from the drunken idiots that go into Liverpool city centre, what they're going to do and make a nuisance of themselves. Pretty much everyone is going to behave themselves, aren't they? Going to keep the distance, not going to hurt together, not going to get drunk or disorderly. The majority are going to be okay, aren't they? I mean,
I think so.
We've said before, I go to Tesco and I've got grandma coming right up next to me, grabbing a bag of peas off the shelf. And you go, well, hang on a minute, keep your distance a bit, grandma. You should be listening to what's going on out there. But Tesco, 3,500 people every day, in it, going in there. You know, there's no traffic light system there, or there's no
not anymore.
Not anymore. There used to be, didn't there? That free one-way system and all that. But nowadays, it's so I think. Yeah. So what's the difference? 20,000 people going into Fratton Park on match day, or 20,000 people going into Tesco's at Copner? I don't know. What's the difference?
No, exactly.
Of course it could, and I think the government is just being a little bit too cautious, frankly.
Well, Brendan, I'm afraid that's where we're going to have to leave it, mate, because the game was just kicked off. But thank you very much for joining us, Brendan. And
see you soon, guys.
We'll see you at Swin. What gate group are you in?
I'm in Group M, so I'm going on Saturday.
Oh, good man. Good luck for that.
Enjoy
mate. Let us know. Come back. Let us know how you get on. It'd be interesting to talk to you.
I will do, guys. I'll do a little vlog and stick it on somewhere, probably Facebook or something like that.
Yeah,
go for it, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Take care, chaps. All the best.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Right,
Cheers.
that was Brendan, who has very kindly joined us. I want to whack the old ears back in so I can hear what's going on. But you do join us on Fournilwrittenalloverit for the remainder of the second half. Myself and Andrew will take you through it in the best way we possibly can. 46 minutes has been played. Marcus Harness tries to get the ball down, and it's Andy Cannon. It's can't win a 50-50. Nader plays it all the way back to Craig McGilvery,
who lumps it straight back to them.
And he does lump it straight back to them.
Oh, here we go. Andy Williams.
Johnson plays the ball to Andy Cannon. Minute and a half into this one, ladies and gents. Andrew, you are talking sorry. You are talking total sense. Social distancing is so important.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that, Chris.
Thanks for that, Chris. As long as we can see the games on TV, stream, what's the rush to get back this year? Always be another. Interestingly.
Thank you, legend. Good shout.
Pompey throw on this near side.
Just slide over there and eat your food.
Sorry?
Or you finish eating your food?
I will finish eating my food. Why don't you take over?
Okay, I'll do a bit of commentary.
You stand there.
Yeah.
I'll eat.
I'll do a bit. Get out of the screen so you don't.
Well, why don't you sit on the chair?
Yeah, you take that over
You
there.
take a seat. I'll take it over there.
I'm at the chair.
Make sure you speak into that.
I'm talking into the microphone, the 1960 style microphone, ladies and gents. Yes. Well, welcome to the stream. It's my turn to do some blogging and do some talking. I don't often do this. It's quite interesting, but it doesn't
You need to
look.
click on the comments and stuff as well.
Doesn't look like a very exciting evening so far. Blackpool not up to much really. Closed us down quite quickly, but I think their game plan is to stop us playing football fluidly. I think that's what it's looking like. Andy Cannon's been chopped down just inside our half of the pitch.
Difficult, isn't it?
Halfway between the centre circle and the byline. Kenny Jackett stood there with his hands in his pocket, pointing. Oh, he's actually got his hands at his pocket. He's pointing now, and that gave Raggett the opportunity. Because I can't see Tom. Raggett the opportunity to. He's told Raggett to get up there and what more? I think ready for a long ball in from the centre circle almost.
You smell nice. You had a shower.
Raggett's got his head on it. Oh, that's shocking from Ronan Curtis. He just headed it straight back to their defence.
Keep them up to date with how many people are in. Tell them to like the stream, subscribe, ring the bell.
Ring the bell, subscribe. Lots of people in. And
Come on, son. No pauses.
No. Just a free kick, just inside the touchline there for Blackpool. He's passed it back to his central defender. He's now back to the Blackpool keeper in his box. He's about to roll it out to his centre half, whatever his name is, and he's about.
Read the comments as well.
I can't read the comments. I'm busy watching a football.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah, well, you might have to do that, but I'm watching a football. People are more interested in what's happening on the football, Tom.
Read Adam's comment. You see it all the way over there?
I can't see it now. I can't see it with my glasses.
Yeah, you have. You're wearing them.
I can't read it there.
It says Andrew's better than Tom, so.
Is that what it says?
It is
It's
that.
absolutely bang on right. Because I'm talking about football, not what everyone else is saying. Blackpool just inside the box. He's taking a shot, and McGilvery's got it in his hands. Safe hands of McGilvery.
That was CJ Hamilton, by the way.
That was CJ Hamilton, whatever his name. Why is he called CJ Hamilton? Why is he just not called C Hamilton?
Probably stands for something like Charlie James or something.
It probably does.
It's like, why is AJ called Anthony Joshua?
It's like me. Why am I not called Andrew R. 4-0 written all over it?
Well, that's because that's not your name.
Raggett heads it back to McGilvery, who safely, and he's going to roll it back out to Raggett's just between the halfway mark, and he lumps it up to Marcus Highness, and that's Marcus on it, and offside. Just outside their box. It's an offside decision, which was probably about right. Blackpool break quite quickly, to be fair, but they don't look like they got too much in the final third, Tom, to me. They're just passing it around, keeping us busy, I think.
Do you see a result come out of this one?
I think Blackpool fancy it because they've held us to, I say held us, their game plan was to get to half-time 0-0, I think, and now they've picked up the pace a bit. They've got a couple of attractive players, haven't they? A couple of play some nice stuff.
Kai tries to drill in across, and
he did try and drill in across. It was stopped by his own player, and Curtis just hoofed it up towards the halfway line, and he's now nicked it. No, he hasn't. He thought he'd nicked it, and now he's making a hand gesture like that as if to say, I nicked it and I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have got away with it.
Tom, I can't read it from here. Hold on a sec.
Do you need glasses, mate?
I do need some glasses. Ask Andrew to move. I've lost him in his chair.
Oh.
Shall I tell you what I'll do? Shall I get like this?
I'm here.
There we go. That works, doesn't it?
I'm here.
What's that? What have you bought that up for?
Because that was hot.
Oh, right. There we go. Ladies and gents, this is going to work well, isn't it? Let's do like this every week. Well, Williams just isn't the one. Need Jacobs back soon, says Paul. Andrew can't wait for fans to be back at grounds. Fed up listening to players acting like kids and screaming for a foul every time someone puts a finger on them. It used to be a man's game. There we go.
Because it used to be a man's game, but now a woman and man's game. Let's be
absolutely
about it and
absolutely. Rochdale are now 2-0 up for their game
Politically
away
correct,
to Plymouth Argyle. Oh, Plymouth are 2-0 down, home to Rochdale.
that's good news. No one likes to see Plymouth lose, do they?
Daniel Ballard looks to the left-hand side and he's played it out of the pitch. Who's the puppet? Is he referring to me?
Yeah, I think he's working you like that.
Oh, right. Nice. We have got lots of Tuesdays in the go. Bit of a higher tempo in this opening couple of minutes, ladies and gents. It's feeling a lot more going on. James Husband takes the throw in for Blackpool. He's got Williams and Naylor back there trying to get the ball off him, and it's unfortunately it's a loose ball.
This is dangerous. No, it isn't.
It's a ball played in. Kenneth Dougal and Curtis will fire it
up to the halfway line.
Absolutely.
Cannon just about got control of that. And is that Curtis again? He's always whinging when he loses the ball, isn't he?
Richard, I'm not the tallest in the world, mate, but I'm not that small.
To be fair, good header from Raggett there. Intercepted that header well.
I'll tell you what, let's push us around this way a little bit. I don't know if that's... Oh, there we go. Lovely stuff. Dougal carried on playing at Barnsley, even though he had a broken leg back in the day. Sean consents a goal. Blackpool 40 yards out. Ball goes in. It's a dangerous cross, and Craig McGilvery decided to stay home in the end. The ball was back out with Ryan Williams, and he plays it down the line. And again,
dangerous ball out.
It is a dangerous ball out, but Tom Naylor will regain possession. Pompey can go again as a Blackpool player down on the deck. Pompey happy to carry on with Ryan Williams on this near side. The referee's blown up, and he's stopping play in order for some medical attention to be issued. And it is still 0-0. We are in the almost the 54th minute now, ladies and gents. There are still 100 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. A very warm welcome along to the stream. Hope you're all well.
We don't seem to have got going too much in this game, Tom. We've got a passing game together, have we?
It's quite uncharacteristic, isn't it?
I think they've sort of Blackpool, obviously tactically, are playing against our strengths, as it were. They've worked us out, I think, and they're sort of intercepting most of the passing movements, aren't they? Quite quickly. And when they've got the ball, they break almost like the home side. They're almost like their away side. They sort of sit back, let's have it a little bit, and then they break quite quickly, don't they? It's interesting.
Yeah. Kenny Jackett's having a chat with Joe Gallen. Wigan have scored against Lincoln City.
That's good news.
Which means that a win for Pompey would be even more desirable this evening. Excuse me, given the current situation. In fact, yeah. Peter. No, it's not updated yet. But Peterborough are not playing, are they, this evening? No, they're not. So, with a good win tonight, Pompey could be heading up towards automatic promotion places. We are 55 minutes into this one, still goalless. Wigan, yeah. Big result. Alex is in. Oh, too many coming through. Alex is in.
Jacket not wearing those trousers.
I'm not stood up, mate. Don't worry. I know he probably thinks I am, but I'm not. Come on, Pompey says Aaron. Jacket not wearing those trousers off. Your comments last wearing trackies is good. Well, it's probably a wiser decision, really, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, Daniel, I did enjoy those trousers last week. They were very funny. If you didn't see them, look back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think we'll be seeing those again anytime soon. Richard said, looking like a penalty, the only way either team are going to score.
He's probably taken them back to age concern. That's why.
Don't say that. That's a horrible thing to say. It's probably not untrue.
Jack Watmore, long ball from Jack Watmore up to Ronan Curtis. He's got it, Tom.
Yes.
He's given a free kick. What for?
What a game that is at Crewe. They are now on level terms after going 2-0 down. They've come from 2 behind, and they're now...
And it's now 2-2.
It's now 2-2.
As Dan Windle would say.
As he would say. No, that one was they've come from 2 behind, they're winning 3-2. What a brilliant... I think that was Accrington Stanley away, actually. Yeah. Something like that.
Look how, Tom, we're sitting too deep. We're watching the game here. Curtis is in his own half all the time. Why is he sitting back that far? What Jackett's saying to him? He's right on that far side where Jackett and Gallant are. Why are they not saying to him, get forward? He's playing his football in our half.
Yeah.
That's no good, is it? He's a striker. He's a striker, isn't he?
Well, it's not going to help things, is it?
Well, no, we need to be pushing it higher up, don't we? Higher tempo, up the pitch more.
Absolutely.
He's almost like he's almost like he's there. What he is, he's defending basically, but his job's not a defence, is it? It's attack.
He's not a defender. No, I'm glad we've spotted that one.
Nobody shouldn't be in that position, should he?
No, absolutely. Adam saying to get Harrison and Hawula on.
Remember that blonde kid there playing for Blackpool? He was always very dangerous when we played them.
Kenneth Dougal.
He's a good player.
Referee plays advantage as Blackpool spread play over to that far side. It's Keshi Anderson. Played the ball back to Ethan Robson, sorry. Blackpool stop, build again through Anderson now. Ryan Williams cannot get the challenge in quick enough. James Husband. Blackpool just looking for the option.
They're doing all right, Blackpool, at the minute.
We look tired. Sean is desperate for us
We
to
don't look tired. We just don't
freshen up.
We don't look like. Look. Curtis is back there again. Get up the pitch.
Naismith scored for Wigan.
Excellent.
Curtis reminds me of a stroppy 15-year-old.
He is, isn't he? That's a good point, Aaron. That's a good way of describing him, mate.
He's Cal Naismith. They just said in my ear that Cal Naismith.
Cannon, come on, son, get in the game.
I think Paul Cook, Chris. Paul Crook.
What's
Kai's drive forward past Johnson and Lee Brown has done well to get a foot in.
Ball up in his own half, 10 yards outside the penalty area.
Well, more than that, it was 20 at the time.
That's where he should be, up there, collecting the ball, not feeding Harness.
But Harness is playing up top with Marquis tonight.
I know he is, but Curtis is playing far too deep, isn't he? I'm not fingering him for it. But all the play's been on that side of the pitch where Curtis is, and there's no way through it, is there? Just they got control of the ball, Blackpool, haven't they? They got control of the game.
Yeah. Absolutely. 59 minutes has been played. We're just approaching the hour mark. It is still 0-0 at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool on the ball, out towards the right-hand side. CJ Hamilton into the box. He's looking for the pen. He's not going to get it. Andy Cannon picked up the ball on the edge of the penalty box. And Ronan Curtis, as you keep saying, but again, he's picking up possession from about,
come on,
10, 20 yards from goal.
Nightmare.
We did say this. He didn't have a brilliant first half, and the defence just seems incredibly deep, doesn't it? It's a constant onslaught of pressure.
You're drawing the pressure, aren't you, by sitting back too far? Everybody is 10 yards from the 18-yard line. Well, worst case, we're 30 yards out from goal, with the exception of Marcus, who's
Andy Cannon is coming off. Substitutions, ladies and gents, being made. It is Ellis Harrison and Ben Close.
That's about a good decision, I think.
Andy Cannon will be coming off. Needed a little bit of freshening up, didn't it?
It's got to be Marcus, isn't it?
Not sure who it's going to be. It's definitely Andy Cannon, and it is. I would have thought it might be Ronan Curtis.
Yeah,
who's coming off.
He's not happy.
He's not the happiest.
He's not happy, Ronan Curtis.
But as Aaron said,
it needed a change, and it's 20 minutes to go. You needed a change, didn't you?
Half an hour to play, ladies and gents. Break the bank to get Jamal back. Absolutely. So there we go. Close and Harrison are on. Andrew,
I don't think you need to break the bank to get Jamal, mate. He's lucky if he gets his pay packet from Wigan. Right? There's not people queuing up to buy players this time in a minute. Tom,
can I ask Ollie's point to you? Would Williams have been the better player to come off rather than Curtis?
No. I think Williams should stay up there because at least he's pushed up high. I don't know why Curtis was spending so much time in his own half. He needed to be up at least another 10 to 15 metres further up the pitch. I think he gets lost in his own sort of authority sometimes.
I don't think John Marquis has ever won a first header. Harrison, first couple of touches on the ball.
He's made a difference.
He's found Ryan Williams and the shot, and it's not the best. And Burton Albion are 1-0 up against Sunderland. That is another bout of big news.
That's good news.
This is a game that Pompey now really ought to win.
And the players aren't going to know that, but it doesn't matter. They shouldn't need to know.
Yeah,
that.
no. We shouldn't need to know that.
They should just go there when it goes to the win anyway.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure that is the mentality.
The thing is, we go there to win. We don't have to worry about anyone else, do we?
Yeah,
that's the important thing.
Sean has probably quite rightly said. Not sure what you think about this. Curtis should have played harder. Cannot complain, as he was rubbish.
Yeah, he's right. He's right, Sean. You're absolutely right, mate.
Sean's always spot on. Jamal is doing really well for Swansea. Absolutely.
Jamal's at Swansea, is he? Jamal Lowe. Oh.
I think he's scoring quite a few. I know he played really well last weekend. James Husband tried to play a ball in for Blackpool. It's not.
Williams, what sort of a ball is that?
It's not good at all.
Why are they passing balls into difficult positions when the guy they're passing the ball to is surrounded by 3 Blackpool players? they're playing the game well, mate. Blackpool, they could win this, and I think they will. The way we're playing, this is looking ominous because their game plan is to stop us playing, and to stop us playing. This
Hamilton works it into the penalty area, twisting and turning. Jerry Lates gets it off.
It's got to be 1-0, isn't it?
To CJ Hamilton gets the shot in, and Pompey put bodies on the line there. The referee is going to give him.
He's elbowed.
Goes for a yellow card. It'll be a caution for Daniel Ballard. It's quite a. I'd say it's
It was a good turn by Marcus, and he pushed the ball past the player, and then got fouled by the player, didn't he? But he was away then, wasn't he? He was away. I don't know how far he would have got, Tom, before they caught him, but he was away.
Did notice that, Lee. I don't know if you saw it, but he didn't. He did retract from the handshake.
Who did?
Well, as Kenny put his hand out to shake Curtis's hand on as he came off, he didn't go for it.
No, he punched him.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't mean punch him.
He knocked him out. Kenny Jackett's on the floor. Ellis Harrison, edge of the box, finds Ryan Williams. Oh, no, that's
what happened earlier, mate. Repeat.
That's a shocker. My apologies. I was really serious about that. Here is a chance. That's not a replay. And James Husband's got the header away.
He's got to get in this game. He's been absolutely dire.
He's had a shocker. Hamilton is away down the near touch line.
It's dangerous.
Oh, 1-0.
Told you it was coming. 1-0 Blackpool. Told you it was coming.
Oh, it's Jerry Yates. And Pompey hit on the counter. And you can't argue with it, ladies and gents. It was coming.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
It's Blackpool 1, Pompey 0. And it's the pace of Anderson, who's just absolutely done Lee Brown. Look at that. He's just...
Lee Brown won't even try, mate.
Well, I don't know. He's just slow, isn't he? It's a brilliant dummy by Jerry Yates. And it's actually Anderson who puts it in the back of the net.
Too easy.
And it's
pathetic.
That was... Would you say that is the first good chance that they've created, though?
Yeah, they've been putting us under pressure, Tom, for 20 minutes. And they... I said earlier that we're sitting back too far, inviting pressure, and we've done that there. We let ourselves down badly, haven't we? That was pathetic. We just passed the ball through us, carved through, and it was an obvious step over from it. The guys called it from behind him, in the striker.
I think Lee Brown's to blame for that goal.
I think they're all to blame for it, mate. This
Watmore long towards the edge of the penalty area. I don't know what I'm seeing, but I'm just saying what I'm hearing. Naylor lays it off to the right-hand side. Callum Johnson will go down the line. Turns back in field to close.
Another
foul. And I will now resume my knelt position. There we are. There are 118 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. And we have now dropped to 6th, which is not what we want to see. It's Cameron Pring, who we substituted on in place of... Who's coming off?
No one. Williams.
Ryan Williams is off, which is probably not the worst thing in the world. Pompey have a free kick. Launch it towards the penalty area. Ellis Harrison's up for it, and it's away from James Husband. And it's on the edge of the penalty area. Kai plays the clever ball back to Husband, who will clear over halfway. Down onto the head of Tom Naylor, who will manage to work their way back to Craig McGilvery. And it's been a game of minimal chances in the first hour. I don't think I've seen one, other than that John Marquis shot, Pompey decent chance.
No.
And I don't think I don't think anyone's really had a very good game tonight, to be honest with you.
I think you're right.
It's been one of those. Brown put a poor cross instead of the penalty area, and Dougal picks it up. And Jack Watmore's done superbly well to get the ball off him. And Lee Brown will work the ball forward. And the scoreboard hasn't been updated, absolutely, which is what I need to do now. So just bear with me for one moment while I do that. There we go. And that will appear on screen shortly. It's Jack Watmore. Would you say that we're happy with the midfield now, the proper sitting midfield, Close and Naylor? Whereas I don't think
it's looking better. We're pushing for the equaliser, aren't we? But
we're going to have to. Amy's off. Back to Life of Retail tomorrow. Early start and busy day. Enjoy yourself,
Good
Amy.
evening,
Have a
Amy.
good rest of the week. Myself and Andrew will also be back in the land of retail alongside you tomorrow. And there it is. Unfortunately, so we have hit the 3-quarter mark, and it is 1-0 to Blackpool. And you've
2-0
it's
Blackpool.
Hamilton. It's breaking to the penalty area, and it's just shot, and it's deflected and wide, and it will be a corner for Blackpool. You've gone very quiet, mate.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, Tom.
Not happy.
It's not. I'm unhappy. It's just disappointed. I think that's. It's the obvious. We talked about it earlier. It's too obvious that we got to say credit to the manager at Blackpool. We worked it out quite well. They've given us not an inch, have they? They're all over us like a rash. We're allowing them to play football. They're not allowing us to play football. You watch it when one of our players has got the ball. There's at least one or two men on him, and that's what we're lacking, mate. That sort of attitude there. You've got to close them down quick and take the ball off them, haven't you?
Could be a little bit of a break on here for Pompey, but the loose
Harness
ball
is,
is headed back towards
Harness is not
Sean
a-
Raggett, who literally scares the life out of me every time he gets on the ball. Harness battles to the ball, can't get it.
He's doing a lot of running, but he's not doing
Cameron
a lot with
Pring.
it.
He isn't doing an awful lot, Marcus Harness, tonight. He hasn't had the game of his life.
They haven't allowed him to be playing. To be fair to Tom, they've done their homework on us, haven't they? They know we've got quality.
I tell you what, it's a real shame because it's a night that Pompey could really capitalise on.
Yeah, of course.
Look at that at the minute.
Yeah.
That is the live table.
Yeah.
I'll read it out to you, ladies and gents. Hull City sit top on 30 points. It's Peterborough United who are second on 28. Charlton Athletic third on 26. As are Lincoln City fourth on 26. As are Ipswich fifth on 26. And Pompey sit just below them on 25.
So 2 more points will put us in second place.
Exactly. So, I mean, it doesn't look likely now.
Doesn't look like full stop, does it?
Well, yeah.
Hasn't looked like it since the kickoff, frankly.
I mean, it would be nice to have a point just to keep up with it, because a point would put us third at this minute. Turton gets outside, gets on the outside of Pring, drills a ball across. There's nobody there to put it in the back of the net. But that could quite easily have been 2-0 to Blackpool. 70 minutes now. Callum Johnson, Jack Watmore's fired one high, and Ellis Harrison with a superb touch to bring the ball down.
It looks a bit more urgency in the Pompey side.
Yeah, a little bit more urgency, which is good.
Like we're creating a little bit more space, albeit in our own half, but we are.
Pompey tried to build from the back again. Sean Raggett up towards halfway and over. It's John Marquis. He's done really well to win that one back.
Get too greedy. He passed the ball. He's going to shoot.
He's going to shoot. Oh, you idiot. That's not what we want, is it?
No.
Wide from 30 yards of the post. Work the ball into the back of the net. What is the point? Why has he done that? And Harness is there saying, why didn't you give it to me? He's very well within his rights to say that, Marcus Harness, because it would have probably been the better option. Pompey still do have 2 substitute options. We will have to do them both at once if we want to do so.
We can do the change this, Tom.
With 2 players?
No, I don't think so. I just see Blackpool's. They've got it under control, haven't they? They're actually playing to their strength and our weaknesses, which is pretty much what good winning teams do, don't they?
The referee is making sure that the free kick is taken in the correct position. Jack Watmore on the ball, 18.5 minutes to play. Blackpool 1, Pompey 0 here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Sean Raggett driving towards the halfway line. He plays the ball forward, and that is probably the worst pass of the evening
for about
so
40
far.
yards to no one. Who was he passing the ball to then when he lumped it?
Lincoln have equalised.
Literally, 30-yard ball into their half. Not one Pompey player within 20 yards of it. And that is not exaggeration. What was Raggett thinking?
Oh, here we go. John Marquis is. Oh my word!
Left foot scoop.
First time John Marquis thinks he's David Norris. He struck it with his left foot. That's another wayward pass.
He didn't even strike it. Did
Have
he?
we been snuffed out?
Yeah, snuffed out. It was a good point. A good way of putting it. No, it's tactically the manager's sorted it out, and they're just stopping us playing football. I said that earlier. They're not stopping us playing football. There's 2 men on each person, and they're just stopping us playing our flowing football. Then you ain't going to win a game, are you? If you don't let them have the ball, you can't win a game.
It will be a wasted 550-mile round trip, won't it? If there's nothing out of this one from Pompey. Which at the minute, I'm afraid to say, ladies and gents, is not looking likely. There's 127 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. A very warm welcome along to the stream to all of you. Hope you're doing better than we are on this cold and dark Tuesday evening. But we will be putting the tree up in a minute as well, won't we? So there's something to look forward to. But we're not the happiest bunnies at the minute because, of course, Pompey do trail Blackpool by 1-0. And Andrew is laughing at this joke of a display. Hopefully he's not laughing at us too much. Apparently Ben reckons we're going to beat them on Saturday. There we go.
Beat who?
Peterborough.
Wouldn't count your chickens, mate.
One bad result or one...
Playing like this, you ain't going to beat anyone, Tom.
Nothing's sort of sprung to life, has it?
Blackpool, I don't know how much possession they've had in this half, but I would say 75% possession, perhaps.
In this half, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I'll be able to tell you overall what the possessions look like. It's 55% in Blackpool's favour at the minute. They're dominating the game, to be honest. 9 shots to our 4, 4 on target to our 1, 4 corners.
They deserve it.
We're losing on corners.
We're not even getting the ball off them. Look, they're just
74 minutes in.
They're mugging us off, mate.
This is normally where we'd start singing Let's All Have a Disco. Why have the fullbacks been so deep tonight? Why have we played as such a...
Is it? It's not just the midfielders also sat back, haven't they? All night long. Invited pressure, that's what's happened.
Blackpool are making a substitution. Anderson's coming off.
We've snubbed ourselves out.
Ben Woodburn's coming on for Blackpool on 75 minutes. Trophy Hunters said, forgive me for fall asleep.
Yeah, he's right.
You're forgiven, son. You're more than forgiven. As I said, we are 75 minutes into this one. And unfortunately, George Grant has, of course, has indeed equalised for Lincoln City. As Callum Johnson will now take the throw in as the substitution has been completed. Jack Watmore with the ball back in Pompey territory. Sean Raggett will look forward with optimism. He constantly looks like he's being pulled by a string, isn't he, Sean Raggett? He runs incredibly upright. And John Marquis is one a header, but it's not really to anyone. And
one a header, but it bounced off.
That one went outlining.
Defender, didn't it?
And Sean has asked a very good question. Has Close touched the ball? I don't think he has, to be honest. Yeah. So there we are. There we go. He has now touched the ball. I just saw Close play a pass. There's Tom Naylor.
But where was he playing? What was he doing playing the centre half, though?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. John Marquis.
It's dangerous.
Found John Ellis Harrison. Pring, can he deliver? Ball goes in and it's just into the keeper, Chris Maxwell's hands way too easily. And it's an easy one for him to gather. 76.5 minutes has been played, ladies and gents. And at the minute, Pompey are 1-0 down, which is not the best news, considering a lot of our results until just now were going our way. Less so at the minute, but still in our favour, which I think if we end up swinging a run of results together, mate, that might not be the case moving forward, mightn't it? I mean...
Well, as we said, December is going to be a tough month. And it's five games that we, as Alexander said earlier, if you can win 3, draw 1 and lose 1, then... But
one of those wins you'd expect to be Blackpool, wouldn't you?
It works. This is probably one... Excuse me. This is probably one of the easier ones of the ones we're going to play this season, this month for sure, allegedly. You would expect, wouldn't you? Easier teams to beat, aren't they? Blackpool than the others that I'm talking about. Fleetwood ain't going to be any mugs, are they?
Raggett does run like Bambi, absolutely. Alex Harrison trying to get John Marquis away there. He almost seemed uninterested, to be honest, as we approached 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Tom Naylor didn't quite know where the ball was, and there's a foul committed for some, I don't know whether it was a foul committed or not. Referees made some interesting calls tonight. As Kenny Jackett zips up his coat on that far side. And Lee Brown will send a floater forward. I can already predict what he's about to do, which is probably why a lot of teams work us out so easily, isn't it? Watch this floater. You said earlier that we could challenge for the top two, and we have you on record saying that. Has tonight changed your opinion? We'll come back to that in a minute. Cameron Pring on the edge of the penalty area. John Marquis on that left-hand side. Got to get a ball in if he can. He does so. Ben Close, Marquis, and it's unlucky, but Tom Naylor's there, edge of the box, drives a shot. It's stopped by Harness, and Marquis goes down, and oh no, that's a shocker. That is a shocker. It's a good spot from the referee, but John Marquis has been booked for simulation. There we go. I'll ask you the question while there's a pause in the game.
I don't know what he's getting booked for, mate. I don't think he did anything wrong at all.
He went down too easily there, didn't he? Watch it again. I think it was a... to be fair, he did stand on his foot.
On his foot, man, and he got up to pass the ball.
No, I stand corrected there. I think that's quite right.
No, I think he was lucky to get away with that Blackpool.
Yeah. I'll ask you the question.
Said Ballard's got a yellow card.
Yeah, it's wrong. Ignore that. I'll ask the question again then. This is dangerous. It's a shot, and it's a great save. That's how you shoot.
That is how you shoot.
James Husband, danger still there for Blackpool. Kenny Dougal, ball goes in, and McGilvery gives it straight. Not McGilvery, sorry. Sean Raggett gives it straight back to him. Ben Close is asking, where's
the defence?
Yeah, where his colleagues are. This is looking like, oh my word. Get rid, Close. Oh, you numpty. That's a shocker. Woodburn, edge of the box.
They're in the penalty area.
Kai. Turton. Oh my word. They are, mate. That's a handball, referee. I think it probably has. Lee Brown has cleared away.
Oh.
Looking like there was going to be a counter-attack there.
Not much for one. Only into the semicircle.
Let's see if we can inject some positivity into this stream. Alexander the Negative has rejoined us. Good evening, mate.
Not going well, is it, boys?
It's not. Sit that one in.
No, it's all right. No.
Well, you're not going to be able to hear what he's saying.
Sorry, you tell me.
Oh, I don't have to relay a message, do I?
Okay, yeah.
You're talking to me, not Dad, mate. There you go.
I'll lip read him.
Why are you two in the same room?
Because he wants to come and watch the game.
Social distancing and all that, isn't it?
Wow, sorry. Bubbles, mate.
I'll come at Studio 4 downstairs to the Studio 1 to watch the game.
Nice. What are you making of it?
What are you making of it? I forgot he can hear you then.
They've sussed us out, mate. They've got two players, maybe three on each one of our players whenever we've got the ball. We're playing far too deep and drawing them onto us. And I think he's made a couple of changes which made no difference at all, to be honest. I think tactically they've worked out what our gameplay is, and they've looked at which player can. Well, all the players can play football, and they've just said, right, stop them playing football and catch them on a break, and that's what's happened. Yeah. I think we've sat right back. As I said, for the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half, we've literally played it in our 25 yards out from our goal mouth. It's been pretty poor, really, and they just giving them more respect than we should do. They're playing the right game of football here. They're shutting us down quickly, sticking players on us. Their management team look like they're really at it. You look at them. There's 4 or 5 of them in the manager's area. They're all talking to players, changing things up, and making noises. And Kenny stood with his hands in his pocket again, which could be quite annoying, really. And I'm not saying that because we're losing. I'm saying that because there just doesn't seem to be any cohesion and desire to win the game, does there?
I think it would be decent for Pompey to get a goal back from this one and at least keep up with play in terms of the other results.
That would be robbery to Blackpool.
Is everyone else still winning?
Well, it actually results are pretty much going our way. I believe Sunderland are still losing. Lincoln City have only recently got one back in their game. I'll just give you the scores on the doors. It's obviously Blackpool 1, Pompey 0. Lincoln City, Wigan is 1-1. It's goalless between Oxford United and Ipswich. Sunderland is still 1-0 down. So that would suggest that at the minute, the league table puts Pompey 6th. A point would prop us back up to 4th.
So tight, isn't it, at the top? Incredibly.
It's really tight. But you sort of, I'm sitting here thinking, well, the extra 2 points would put us 3rd tonight.
Yeah, of course.
With a healthy goal difference. So we asked the question earlier, Reverend, regarding whether Pompey is still candidates for automatic promotion. I asked Andrew, and he's more hesitant than he was an hour and 50 minutes ago. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I don't think you can tell in one game, really. It seems like we're not playing. I haven't watched it, but from the reading the commentary and listening to you two, it seems like we're not playing as well as we have done over the course of the last 6 to 8 weeks. But there's a lot of games, isn't there? There's a lot of football, and a Tuesday night in Blackpool away, not ideal anyway, is it? So obviously we don't want to lose any game, but I think given the run that we've been on over this last month or so, I think we're still contenders, yeah. And as you've just mentioned, 1 or 2 points puts the difference between 3rd and 6th, right? So it's so tight at the top, isn't it? Now, I mean, we've only got 10 minutes and we try and get one back, but if we don't do that today, we're still in a reasonable position, aren't we?
Yeah, mate. No, we are. We're in a reasonable position, but at the minute, we're watching this game and it's just constant pressure. But to
be fair, they look a lot better than we are tonight, which is, I wouldn't have said that against any other team we've played in the last 5 games, but they look much more organised, much more at it, understand the game much better than we do by the looks of things.
They've beaten us a few times, haven't they, Blackpool?
Yeah, I don't think we've won since like 1933 or something stupid like that in the league. But there we go. Liam has said he's just like to subscribe. Hopefully Pompey will put it back. Thanks for joining us, Liam. So I don't know. What's the plan B, Reverend?
Reset, mate. Go again. That's all you can do, isn't it? Long season, 46 games. We're in a good position. We need to pull it out in December. What did I say earlier? 10 points out of 15 games. So we've now got to get 10 points out of 12 points, haven't we? Sorry, 10 points out of 5 games, I said. So 10
Unless
points
there's an equaliser in the last 5 minutes of this one.
In which case we need 11 points out of the next 9 points out of the next 12. So I think that's the reasonable expectation, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, any one game in this league, anyone can beat anyone, can't they? So it sounds like we've had an off performance tonight. We've not really brought it.
Bad news is Lincoln have gone 2-1 up against Wigan Athletic. So that does sort of put a little bit of a gap. Lincoln actually only really extending their lead on the other players. So they will now be up into 2nd place above Peterborough this evening. So there we go. And gets worse. Sunderland have just equalised at home to Burton Albion. So that's all a bit quick, isn't it? That's kind of flipped it on its head all of a sudden. I thought 2 results were going our way this evening. Now none of them seem to be. So there we go. But regardless, as you said earlier,
we're just going to keep.
We
winning.
just got to keep winning our games.
Results, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we look at that ball that long ball up there to Harrison, who's the only person in their half at that point. They had 4 players on him. He's not going to get the ball, is he? So why pass it that distance to him? Get it on the deck and start playing your football. These long balls up to the strikers, mate. It hasn't worked all game, Kenny. What are you doing? Talk to them.
Do we know how many people
get an equaliser? Just lump it up and hope.
He can't hear you. Go on, son.
Do we know how many people watch the game on Pompey Player?
They say it's in the low tens of thousands.
It's quite a lot, isn't it?
A week for iFollow.
It's about the same as we get on the stream, then.
Well, yeah. It's just ratings on iFollow nowhere near 4-0 streams. Don't be silly. We've got 3 minutes to go in this one, ladies and gents, and it's looking like all 3 points are going in favour of the Tangerines. It's a home game against Peterborough on Saturday. It's a trip to Cheltenham next Tuesday in the Papa John's Trophy, which still makes me laugh every time I say it. And then Ipswich away, followed by a trip to Hull City as well. McGilvery is determined to get things going. He's going to place the ball down, take the goal kick, and Pompey will go again. But Andrew would agree with me watching this one. It's not looking...
It's huff and puff, Tom.
It's huff and
Long
puff.
balls up to the strikers. Nod it down to the Blackpool defence. There is no way, I don't think, if I would eat my hat if we get a goal, mate, because we just don't look like anything like it. It's shocking, isn't it? Really, it's
Which
really,
hat?
really a bad, poor performance.
Which hat?
Why do we think?
Which hat?
Why do we think it's okay to hit a ball 60 yards to a striker who's on his own with 4 players around him? What gives you what sort of footballer is going to do that? Use your intelligence. Pass it to a guy who's not got 4 players around him.
Which hat is he eating?
Look at the space we've got, and he goes and lumps it straight up there.
Your son would like to know which hat you're eating.
Hat.
He said, "I'll eat my hat."
I'll eat anyone's hat if we get back on this.
I've got a hat he can have.
Yeah, well, the Reverend's offering his hat to you if you want to eat it.
I'll eat your hat, mate.
Ball is sent long. How's the hot tub, son?
Yeah, it's good, mate. We haven't been in tonight. But it's been
Bit
good.
chilly tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's
it
done
is,
him up a kipper. Look at this.
It's lovely though. It's an inflatable one for anyone watching. And they're just as good as a normal hot tub. Just as good, just as hot, just as bubbly.
Is it Reed standard though, son?
It's not. It's up there, mate. It is up there. Honestly, you'll be impressed with it when you're allowed to come up and have a go.
I can't wait,
Get about
mate.
5 people in. It's quite nice when it's cold outside and you get in there.
I'm counting down the days and the hours, mate. I've got my special hot tub countdown on the go. Forget advent calendars, mate.
They're building another power station up here to power it, but other than that, it's ideal.
We need more power stations.
Last minute, McGilvery's going to lump it. Free kick outside our box. McGilvery's going to lump it. Everybody is in the Blackpool half.
Literally everyone. But
good.
it's my god! It's such a poor.
On the break, this could be 2-0.
Oh god!
Yes, this is awesome.
Rubbish evening. Woodburn on that far side.
He's going to hang on to it, isn't he?
He's done him, and no, he hasn't. Lino's blown up for a foul on Pompey. We are now into minute 90, boys and girls. We await to see 5 minutes, I'm hearing, will be added on at the end of this one. You join myself, Andrew, and Alexander the Negative as we head towards the final whistle in this one.
This is pathetic.
And Andrew believes that this is pathetic. I think quite a few of the comments agree with you. Huey said, so sloppy, at least we can say we thrashed Kings Lynn. Well worth knackering our first team out for.
Good point. Good point. Well made.
Good point. Well made. Big reality for us tonight. I disagree, Jack. I'd say we just haven't been at our best this evening, and
We've been lumping the long ball, Tom.
Are we
praying
still getting a lot
left
of
corner of the box and sorry,
is there
go
still
on.
a lot of reaction on social media around Kenny out, or is that quieting down?
No, it's oddly it's sort of quieting down as we've been sort of 3rd and 4th in the table. But to be honest, mate, I mean, the football's been. Sorry,
down a little bit.
I'm trying to listen to the commentary and listen to him and listen to you. Am I shouting?
Yeah.
Should I take one ear out?
Yeah.
I've been told I'm shouting. My apologies. Is that better?
A little bit, yeah.
Happier? Yeah. He's not a happy bunny.
It's your
He's
rules
not
in
happy.
Studio One, mate. He needs to sort himself out.
Anyway, he's nicked my chair tonight and all. I'm not. My knees are absolutely killing me. But there we go. As he's watching this game,
He's put Nadine.
Gary Medine.
Yeah.
Gary Medine? I
Gary
don't know.
Nadine, yeah.
I think he's just come on.
She's called Nadine.
She's called Nadine.
It's a good time to plug Lights on Broadway, mate.
Ping pong, isn't it? Look, let's just kick the frigging thing up in the air.
Tap on the screen, son. I think it's a bit overexposed.
What do you mean?
We can't really see it, but
Yeah.
don't worry. It's a light fixture, boys and girls. There we go. That's more like it.
There we
Very
go.
nice.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Very nice. Does this concern you?
Yeah, this long ball, hoping there's no change in the passage of play at all, is it? Oh, hang on,
Oh,
Marcus.
Marquis, edge of the box. Could this be it? Shot.
Oh, he's got to square that to Harrison.
I was just about to get my hat out.
He's just got to square it to Harrison, and it's 1-1. And he's shot, and it's gone wide for the keeper. It's a corner, to be fair, but he's got to see Harrison next to him. He's got to put the ball into Harrison, hasn't he?
He's set play. Haven't had many of these this evening. Lee Brown.
First corner of the year, isn't it?
First corner of the year. Pompey corner. Left-footed. Lee Brown. Oh! In towards the far post. Cameron Pring. Jack Watmore drives a shot and bang close. And now the break is on. And my word, it's not. It's all right. Callum Johnson's got it all under control.
Not happening, mate, is it?
Not happening.
Oh, come on, Harrison. Get some control, man. It's shocking. Yeah, there's about 10 yards space around him, and he's gone for the header and he headed it up in the air. Oh, man. That's disgraceful.
Still a minute and a half to go. Blackpool retreat as Jack Watmore fires one into Ellis Harrison, and that's a foul. And Ballard went down, and that's.
We've had a good push, haven't we, in the last 5?
The last 5 we have, it all got a bit exciting. I thought, it's just not. We haven't had enough of a threat all night, mate. To be honest,
No, we haven't, mate.
Have we had any clear-cut chances at all?
nothing.
No pressure.
Honestly, nothing clear cut. I don't really think we've had more than one shot on target. It's been absolutely dreadful.
I feel like they've played 6 across the back. That's what it feels like, literally. And they've put 2 players on or 3 players on every ball, every time. It's been a ball play to one of our strikers. They've put 3 or 4 men on him. Literally, that's what it feels like.
Aaron has said it's a bad day at the office today. We will win on Saturday against Peterborough. I had a Borough fan in here earlier. He said that we thought that we were going to get 3 points. So hopefully that is the case. But that one will be live right here on Fournilwrittenalloverit for you from 2:45 on Saturday. As we head into the final 30 seconds of this one, as soon as the full-time whistle goes, I'll get reaction from Alex on the negative
far corner
and Andrew, and then we will be off. There is a throw-in, as Andrew says, from the far corner. It's Suleiman Kai, and they'll be happy to hug that one in that corner there. Brian has said, far from home, midweek, no fans. Is it all that unexpected that we're flat? You made that point earlier, Reverend, didn't you?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, is that unexpected? Because we could have gone second. They need to be more adventurous with it.
Well, that is
Whether
true.
we've got fans or not, it's the same for Blackpool, isn't it? They played up to it.
We've been on a good run, haven't we? And it just looks like we haven't brought it. We haven't brought the intensity. And that, I mean, ultimately, the players and the manager have to take responsibility for that. But it's a long season. There's a lot of games. We've played a lot of games. And you're going to have the odd one where that happens, aren't you? I think. I mean, it seems to be at Blackpool away as well. We never seem to have a good result there, even when we are, when we're flying. We've been up there a couple of times, haven't we? And lost. We lose 3-0 one year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did have a
Blackpool
shocker.
Tower, and then we lost 3-0.
The Blackpool Tower.
I know. Hopefully, we'll have that next year.
This is the final.
Well, this is going to be the final kick of the game now. You've just given us your reaction, Reverend. I'm going to take. He's not happy. I'm going to take the final ear out, so we can now both hear you, Alex. But
I can take it. I can take losing. I just don't like losing the way we've lost in the football. The style of football we've played is shocking.
Your reaction to that, Alex?
Well, I haven't watched it, as I say, but
as in reactions, what Andrew's just said.
I think we should try and put it down as a one-off result. One of those days, not brought our best, under par, disappointing. Reset, go again.
Who's their manager, Tom?
Oh, that's a very good question. I wouldn't be able to tell you that. Have a good rest of your week, gents. Aaron, you too, mate. See you on Saturday. Tom, Andrew, and Alexander were great. Pompey were rubbish. Thank you very much for that, Andy. Sean has said it's a poor performance. That was awful to watch. 1 win in 4. Unlucky boys. Just didn't turn up tonight. Poor performance. And I'm going to side with the -1 on this one. I'm going to say it's a one-off because I've watched an awful lot of Pompey, probably more than we would ever watch this season so far. And we've been better than that. We've been so much better than that in almost every game, apart from probably the Wigan and Doncaster game. I don't think we've seen us play as bad as that since then.
The good thing we can take out tonight is Plymouth Argyle 0, Rochdale 3.
There we go. Dylan is a USA Pompey fan. Thank you for doing this every game. Not a problem, Dylan. On nights like these, mate, it's a bit of a tough one to do, but we appreciate you joining us. A gutless bottle performance sums up Jacket for what he is, a gutless bottler. That's a bit of a.
Well, said that, not me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being there for us, guys. Play at Pompey. Not a problem, Charles. Thanks for joining the stream. Final word from you, Alexander Negative, before we head off, and we're going to put the tree up in a minute.
Lovely. I was just going to say that sometimes you need a night like this, a poor performance, an easy loss to reset the troops, and then hopefully get back on the bandwagon so they know they can't just turn up and roll people over. Any
final thoughts from you, Andrew?
I think that's a fair comment. And as I said earlier, I don't mind losing, and I don't like losing badly. What I don't like is the continuation of 45 minutes. Just watch that second half where all we've done is kick the ball high from the back four over the midfield up to Harrison or Marquis, who's headed it back to their defence. He's got 3 men around him, and that's what happened all night long. And then they got the ball and took us on a break. It was pathetic. You've got to be playing the football on the ground, passing the football, moving into space. We had none of that tonight. Absolutely, mate. It's non-league stuff tonight. Watching that, honestly, it was just booting it 45, 50 yards in the air, hoping someone's going to get. And you saw it happening 20 or 30 times, and I'm not joking, maybe 40 times. And each time headed back to them, and you go, what's wrong with you? Can you not see what's going on there? Put the ball on the floor and pass it to each other. Shocking. Disappointing, mate.
Created little and deserved nothing, I think would be the way that we'd sum that one up. Ladies and gents, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Alexander Negative rejoined us for probably the worst part of the game, but it was lovely to see you, mate, and have a chat. Andrew's not happy this evening.
We'll do something exciting now. Put the tree up.
We're going to put the tree up and get the Christmas music on. So I hope everyone has a fantastic evening. Oh, he's gone.
Sorry, I was going to try and flip my camera around and show you our tree, but I don't think I can do that on here.
Is it not? Well, you could probably spin us, mate, if you wanted to. Hey, there it is.
That's a tree.
That's what we like to see. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gents. We will see you. Stay safe, of course. Stay safe. We'll see you on Saturday. Keep the faith, and as always,
play at Pompey.
Play at Pompey.
Ciao.